So, slight apologies for the speed up here. We just sped through the first 40 seconds, but ladies and gents, look what's happening. Most of the games on Boundary Brawl, since the villagers start in the middle, people build their TCs in the middle. But now for the third or fourth time, we have seen a player walk out of the middle. Now, kind of the funny thing here, as Yo is over here in the red, and then we've got Sebastian here in the blue. The funny thing to me is that Yo actually has, there's some history on this map. Wandering Warriors Cup 1 semifinal. He built his TC in the middle, tried to bring in boars really fast, lost 2 villagers, and then GG'd out before the 3rd minute even hit. So that's like kind of funny. Like maybe Yo's like, no, I don't want to deal with that crap. I doubt that's it though, because we balanced the map a lot more and put the rhinos behind and made it easier. Now, one of the big reasons I think this is not good, and there will be plenty of reasons I think what Yo is doing is good, is because smart players are going to walk over here and they're going to take these rhinos before you ever can. And in this case, Sebastian is Mongols. So he does have to go in super early, which is quite difficult. He's got the palisade trick down, and still don't really know how players do it so easily, but he's going to bring in this rhino. He's now inclined to bring in the next one at the exact same time because he doesn't want Yo to have an opportunity to get that. But this could be Mongols, the fastest hunting civ in the game, with 4 rhinos minimum, which is just ridiculous. And so well played from Sebastian to start this off. Guys, Sebastian, like 22 years old. 2024 has been his best year in the scene. You'd look back to 2022, you know, he's a player that wasn't in that top 10, not even really super close to it. He's just been getting better, better, and better. He's 4 seed coming into this tournament. So he's 4th place in the world based on all tournaments. Yo is actually 5. But Yo is known as the more adaptive, more nomad style player, and Yo is really hard to kill off. We have ourselves a series here. And also, friendly salutes to the main YouTube channel. We've been uploading a lot of stuff to extras. We've been uploading it all as fast as we possibly can. And this will eventually go to the main YouTube channel. You'll see all the quarterfinals. We will not put the player names in the quarterfinal uploads or the semis or the finals to spoil anything, so you guys can watch it at your own pace. And yeah, to those that can't make it live, appreciate you. Normally, I would call it a mistake to have this fish mod on. I'm not going to have it for future games, but I actually think it's really helpful to see where fish are on this map, because I could usually never see them. As someone said, like, why on earth is Sebastian ahead in Vils? It's because he built his TC right away. That's a downside. Like, you're going to be down in Vils if you build the TC on the outside. And then you're going to be down in access to food. The benefit is it kind of simplifies your game plan because you don't have to walk over the water with villagers at any point. And Sebastian will have to do that. So every time we've seen this, we've seen the player on the outside try and win water. And we saw a crazy series. Still had some of the best games. I don't even know like what the best games were in this tournament because there's been so many good ones. But thinking of the ACCM Barrels game, one's in chat if you saw their Vikings-Koreans game here. That was just nuts. And Barrels, I think, is the player to credit. I still haven't actually spoken to them. But Barrels and Dogal, the only 2 that I've seen try this strategy. So, we'll see. So far, though, I think with a combination of Sebastian having Mongols and then also Yo walking to the outside, the resources collected is not looking too good. But this could kind of be the situation of the tortoise and the hare. Like maybe the Mongols, they're the hare in this situation. They have the super fast start, and then they just run out of steam. Yo is going for his tortoise strategy. And honestly, Yo is kind of, with the tortoise and hare analogy, he's kind of the tortoise in general throughout the series. I'm not trying to call him slow. If you know the whole story of the tortoise and the hare, it makes more sense. But like he typically he starts a little slow and then he gets better as the series goes on. So I think considering this matchup, and my goodness, 700 more res collected for Sebastian. What in the world? Considering the matchup, I think Sebastian needs to get this win here. It's going to be a long series. Look at that build order from him. He got 2 fishing ships out. Yo is actually using his fishing ship to try and get these buffaloes around the map, which is really smart. He's got quite a few. This feels like fast castle for Yo. He's added his 4th fishing. Well, hold on. The fact that he's building a lumber camp now, and the fact that he's lumen queue tells me it's not actually fast castle. And if it's not actually fast castle, if Sebastian gets a nice little lead on water, could be really strong. T90s is best of 7. Yeah, all the quarters, semis, and the final are all best of 7 in this tournament. So that's what you have to look forward to. Now, for the next couple moments, Sebastian's going to have slightly less workers. He's just 20 pop versus 23 now. Obviously, Yo can't produce Vils, and Sebastian can, so that will even out. But, you know, for the last minute or so, Yo's had more workers, so the res collected should even out a little bit. Now, Yo can actually see the docks from Sebastian because the middle is always visible, right? And Sebastian built both of his docks there. But this is a crazy clean build here for Sebastian. The lumber camp is incredibly satisfying. When do you see a lumber camp with 13 villagers on it spaced out this perfectly? That's microed, by the way. He shift queued every single villager to go to the next tree perfectly. I guarantee you that. This is screenshot worthy. What in the world? The devs wish that the villagers could do this automatically, so villagers wouldn't get stuck. I don't even want to look away. But we have to, guys. It's so much less satisfying to look anywhere else. Yo's still saving the buffaloes. Yo added the barracks, but no additional dock for Yo. So this feels like a sneak archery range, if anything. But I say sneak. He doesn't really have villagers around. Sebastian's pretty far away. And so often we've seen the galley war here. And that is precisely what Sebastian is doing. And he's going to snipe down these fish from Yo. And now he's got all these new villagers just taking the hunt in the middle as Mongols. I wonder if Sebastian will add a fire galley or two to try and take out the dock. Fires will take out docks faster than galleys will. And we've got a stable from Yo. So Yo's going to try scouts. I mean, just one scout even to find where his opponent is would make some sense. I think Sebastian might be a little bit confused. But he doesn't actually see it now. He sees the barracks. So I think this might make him build an outpost at home. Because that barracks means there may be an archer range. That's the more typical play. Yeah, look, he immediately adds his own barracks. He's like, okay. He's not coming to water like I am. Clearly, he's going to do something sneaky. But I haven't been overly in love with the play so far and this build-up from Yo, at least compared to Sebastian. Remember, Mongols was a really high pick, and I was really surprised it came through in the draft. It was the first thing I mentioned. Sebastian, he still doesn't see the stable. Isn't that something else? There's a spear out here from Yo. Yeah, so he got Town Watch. He's definitely a little paranoid. He doesn't want to be surprised by anything. I think if he saw the stable, he would be so much less freaked out right now. But I'd be thinking, okay, now he sees the stable. I'd be thinking that there would be an archer range down here, an archer sneaking into my base. So we've seen this a lot. Players just wall into a little cube here. And then all your new villagers, they're still able to just take the hunt and the berries in the middle. So Yo's plan is going to be to pop out with these 3 galleys to try and surprise, maybe try and snipe the fish. He's just going to add 1 scout, but Sebastian he got the lead. He's kept the lead. Well, there goes a fishing ship. I think Sebastian needs to leave a fire galley on the dock. You can't... Look at Yo run around with spearmen right now. Like, Yo's just has such chaotic openings sometimes. Oh, okay. It was super close to killing that Vil. Yeah, the only thing I'd say is Sebastian really needs to keep a fire on that dock. You just want to take that dock out. Because the Vikings can come back way down if they get 2 longboats. Longboats are super strong. I think Yo is actually really happy. He's got... His opponent made all these galleys. His opponent doesn't have any fish either. And his opponent isn't taking out his dock. So... He also still has the buffalo. He'll probably get up. He's got the scout. He'll scout the map. But he will lose his galleys. And both players are going to look towards Castle Age now. So, Mr. Yo, just notoriously slow to the start, went for this build, which has won games, but the last 2 times I've seen it, it did lose. Now, the games went very, very late, and the games were really competitive, so it's hard to say that this is necessarily bad. I think where it's bad, though, I think it can be really bad against Vikings. Yo knows he's behind. He's going to use the market click up. So he's got no stone to boom. So this feels like Yo's going to try and sneak up docks then. I think if Sebastian properly patrols the shorelines to the left and the right here, the docks won't go up. And then if the docks don't go up, Yo might even just buy stone back. Man, also, Yo's walls are going to go down. And then Sebastian could even make a Lancer or 2 from his stable and send a Lancer into Yo's eco. There go the Vils. Yeah, Sebastian should know. This is Yo we're talking about. This is Vikings. There's going to be some sneak docks. These villagers are Yo's best chance at coming back. I've seen Vikings do ridiculous things. Remember, if you win water, there's 15 Vils here that you are surrounding. You can absolutely come back by retaking with longboats. Even though it feels like it'd be difficult. Sebastian hasn't really spread out his galleys much. He brought a galley over here, but I think that's just the pressure of the wood line. He took out the house. He'll take out the stable, but he does not know about this. So, guys, if Sebastian goes for a super hard boom here, if he drops TCs immediately, he might not have resources to be able to get the upgrades on water immediately, and this could start to get out of hand. His situation seems perfect for a big greedy boom. And Yo is obviously going to go full Navy. I'm actually surprised we didn't even see a third dock, but I guess he can't afford it. Okay, longboat number 1, longboat number 2 on the way. Yo didn't even have a blacksmith, so he's got to build that. God, he's going to lose all of his houses. Such a painful situation. This stuff adds up, man. He needs wood. Oh, and Sebastian was just checking. Sebastian sees the docks. Dude, okay. I mean, at least he's not fully surprised right after he committed all of his resources to a boom. So what do you do now if you're Sebastian? Well, he's got 2 docks. I would expect a little bit more Navy production. But he says, nope, I'm going to drop a TC here on stone. And then also could take the hunt. That's very nice. Oh my goodness, look at this TC. Also a TC where there's hunt. Mongols are just insane here. Villagers in the middle are still going to need to be protected. He also has the siege workshop here. Wow, so he's not really respecting the water at all. And if he shows up with siege and a Lancer, Yo doesn't really have much defense for that. He's respecting it, but... I see a couple people asking about the seeds. Is that still beneficial with the quarterfinals? I do mention it. Yo was the 5th seed. Sebastian was the 4th seed. I could always add it. It doesn't necessarily hurt. If enough people like to see it, I can add it. I'll add it for the future games. But Yo is absolutely going to win water here. There is no doubt in my mind. I think Sebastian needs to run. It looks like he already did. He had 14 vills in the middle. He's sending a lot of these villagers to the outside now. But what Yo is not expecting is to be siege pushed. Yo's now like, all right, I've won water. Let's go for a second TC. Let's boom. Eco count is actually very close. Res collected 1,000 difference, but Yo's going to start to take some really good fights. I love how Sebastian has managed his eco on the outside, but will he regret giving water back to the Vikings? This could be really complicated for Sebastian. He also can't go in here. This is actually really smart to not move in this way because the longboats could come over. And there he is. He was patient here. He waited till he had 2 mangonels. So now he could break through the house that much faster. He's attack grounding. Yo's going to see this. But this does not mean that Yo's still in an easy position to take gold. Sebastian's going to break through before you know it here. And Yo's going to be switched off of that gold. Yo has to panic up a siege workshop. Yo loses a couple vills. And Sebastian is kind of free booming. Look at this. He's starting to farm in the middle of the island. Which is so funny. But that's really the only safe space for him. So now Yo gets pushed off of gold, and Yo can't easily make any defenses here. This monk is so valuable. If he can get a conversion on a Lancer, he could take out the siege with the Lancer. And then this Mangonel is also valuable. It feels like if Yo loses the monk and the Mangonel, without any value, he might die here. And Sebastian... Oh my god! Sebastian saw it. He was on the hill. And he gets the snipe. Now, Yo is super housed right now. He's trying to produce another Mangonel, and he can't. Attack round from Sebastian on the Lancer. Misses. One Mangonel down. I think the others will survive. And just remember, behind this, Sebastian is on, well, 2 TCs on the outside, 3rd TC in the middle. Been really impressed with how Sebastian has managed this so far. It's amazing when this guy plays. Like, Sebastian, like the best of the very best, feels inevitable when he plays like this. There's a reason he's top 5. And this would be another big statement for him to get into the top 4. Beating Yo would be crazy in a Nomad tournament. Yo not going away quietly. Yo's Lancer did make a big difference, but the attack round there from the Mangos gets the monk. Still kind of awkward for Sebastian to navigate this, though. The Lancer's going to die, and so he has no way to defend his siege. You know, Yo's still in this. Feels like the push almost is going to stall out here for Sebastian. He might lose these vills to conversions. He does have a monk now. A monk was what he was missing before. But seems to me like Sebastian wants to drop a castle. He's got a bunch on stone right now. Also, Yo's longboats are trying to find snipes. They've killed 3 eco. They haven't killed much at all. And the galleys are still actually out here from Sebastian, so we can't forget about that. Where will the castle go for Sebastian? Does he build it in the middle, maybe? To protect the TC? Does he build it forward over here with only 6 vills? Hard to kill Yo. Yo's on 3 town centers. Yo still has his docks to produce longboats, and there's the castle now. Okay, so Sebastian has just switched this TC to be a research TC. So he's simply getting wheelbarrow there, and that castle protects the berries. And it's also in the middle. Yo able to kill a monk. What? Dude, that is what we call a Yo convert, or not even a Yo conversion, a Yo desertion, or a Yo, whatever you call avoiding a conversion. Yo atheism. I don't know how that wasn't a conversion, but that's actually huge for Yo. Classic Yo. Don't know how he does it. TC here from Sebastian. Will most likely go up. The castle doesn't hugely benefit him right away. And I don't know, like, again, we've seen games go late. And the longboats could come kill the galleys. I'm not sure if the Mangadai can do a lot if there's longboats out. Obviously, if the Mangadai get to land, it's a problem. But that could, in theory, be very difficult. If Yo gets Imp and makes Trebs to Treb down this middle castle, has longboats all over the map, the sides will be the issue, but I've seen water do a lot here. I think Yo needs to keep a very close eye on this castle and when the Mangadai may run out. And see, Sebastian doesn't know where the longboats are. So he's actually making a run for it, and Yo clearly just doesn't notice. He's too preoccupied. Yep, looked away for a second. And there is actually the devotion tech right now from Sebastian, which is kind of funny. Researching devotion against Vikings is wild. Their monks are not very strong. Longboats there to somewhat protect the gold. Sebastian's going to come back with some siege, though. And Yo soon having the resources for a castle. Soon having the resources for Imp, maybe, if he can get a little bit more gold. He is also starting to get the relics. Like, I'm seeing things that Yo is doing that give him chances to stay alive in this game. Despite the start from Sebastian, despite the great play, despite the matchup, like, if this was standard land, Mongols would completely dominate the Vikings in late game. A lovely play there from Sebastian. The monk was there to protect the siege. And man, does he have stone right now. I really think Sebastian needs his castles on the sides. A castle over here. And then that way you can easily put Mangadai in the right positions. And then Yo, he needs to keep doing everything he's doing. Get Imp. And then he can protect his Trebs in the middle. Take this out. Sebastian might start to panic. Things get interesting. Guard tower from Yo does lock down this side. Again, these Mangadai, like, what are they supposed to do? Yikes. No ballistics for Yo. And you can tell. But once he gets that upgrade, Mangadai will not be able to get out alive in that scenario. Alright, I'm going to add the seeds now because a bunch of people keep saying seeds. Okay, so this is for all the seeders out there. There we go. So Sebastian still has that opportunity to swing to both sides though, right? Yo has to keep his galleys over here. And so the Mangadai now swoop over to the left side. Love the vision from Sebastian. It's also really satisfying when you see two outposts next to each other, but he's more than aware on everywhere his opponent's going to be. And there's not a lot that Yo can do against Mangadai. Mangadai just completely shred everything that Yo has. Especially because what Yo has is basically nothing. But Berserks are not going to be it. I think he added the Berserk just to kill this villain. Sebastian's even paying attention to that. It felt like he was paying attention to save this villager, and he will save her. Now we see a castle over here from Sebastian. They're both 1.5 minutes away from Imp. Can Yo win the water? Treb this castle down in the middle. It feels very likely he will take out this castle in the middle, and that he will always have water control. And if he has water control, he's got a lot of this map. But can he stop Mangadai and Trebs? Or Mangadai and Sea Drams would be sick. Sea Drams are really helpful against Navy, but they're not as helpful against longboats. Longboats do a bit more damage against rams. So that is something to consider. Not to mention that's a lot of food. Like, you're probably going to spend your food on other things for a while. Yo is hoping to go elite skirm against Mangadai and then longboats for the water. And again, now we're seeing the issue with the Mangadai trying to get over. So he's going to have 3 castles split up from each other. This one's really sneaky. I don't think Yo knows about that. And no attempt to retake water here for Sebastian. I think Sebastian needs a castle here to protect this gold. That seems like a really important area. A lot of the gold is near the shoreline. But does almost feel like he's intent on pushing this way and this way, ignoring the water where he can. Yo's blacksmith is going to get bracered. Might not get armor, though. It's always annoying when you lose your blacksmith. You never really think about it. And as bad as this looks for Yo, guys, he's brought himself into the game. Like, it's crazy. This is just so typical from him. He's giving himself an opportunity here, despite how far behind he was. I think this is an issue, though. He didn't know about this castle, so now there will be Trebs from Sebastian. And then he already has to deal with some Trebs and Mangadai over here. Really frustrating for Yo. Tower defense, skirm defense, and then he has to push. He's got the Treb fully protected in the middle, so he's got that right. As Sebastian will probably just repair that until it eventually goes down. It's just about giving himself time right now. The more time Sebastian has before these longboats hit the shoreline over here, the better for him. And he is seemingly avoiding the shoreline everywhere he goes. Mangadai getting a lot of kills. And Trebuchet took out a tower. And Yo does have the skirms to make the Mangadai a bit fearful. There's not a lot protecting these Trebs, but it's still enough right now. And then over here, Yo is taking an elephant right next to the castle he's about to lose. Which is super funny looking. What? Stop hunting and repair, people. This is so funny. I think Yo's in a panic, though. Look how many Trebs he has queued. Clearly, just the Treb timing from Sebastian has caught him off guard. And now Sebastian's going to force the issue on this side. Look at where Sebastian's placing these castles. It's always out of cannon galleon range, which is super smart. A lot of times you don't see people think about it, but this is on the edge of the map. And that actually makes perfect sense. This castle too, out of cannon galleon range. This castle too, out of cannon galleon range. And now the castle's going to go down there for Yo. And look at the stables now from Sebastian as he's prepping for Hussar. Yeah, Yo, he's already going to struggle with how this is going before the Hussar show up. But once the Hussar get into his eco, he's going to have nothing. I think Sebastian is going to take this first game. And this kid is seriously strong. And like I said, I think very well prepared. Because his teammate is also in this tournament. Mihai, who beat Tato in the round of 16. Who's also played incredible. This Fox team, they've been training... They've done really well as a whole over the past year or two already. But then when you still have a teammate in the bracket where there's, you know, there's not a player who's already out trying to train with you. No, it's someone who's still got a chance to win it all themselves. I think really goes a long way. And typical Yo first game, he's going to play on. But he's toast, guys. His tower will go down. His TC will go down. He will be raided to death. And there are vills over here that could maybe do something. There's still the longboats in the middle that are slowly destroying houses. Maybe they'll get some kills. But yeah, Sebastian has just avoided the water entirely. He's given it up, which is easier said than done. I think I was expecting him to make a few more ships in Castle Age. He just said, screw it. I'm not going to play that against Vikings. I'm just going to boop. Go for a little land push. Expand all over the map. Have vision everywhere, and I mean everywhere. You can see it on the mini-map. Yo loses another castle. Yo will probably lose these trebs. Yo is losing all of his eco. He is getting Arbalest now, but I think Yo's going to struggle to afford anything here. He doesn't have a lot on stone and gold. He will take out this castle. Funnily enough, Sebastian takes out his monastery, though. Yeah, I mean, if Yo has Arbalest, and there's not a lot of Mangadai, maybe there's a chance to hold on. He does have 0 town centers right now. But he'll take the trebs with some vills, maybe. I don't know, though. Even if Sebastian loses all these trebs, it just feels like his economy is so much stronger. And he does need to get the stables over here, because all of his stables are on the other side. But this is a ton of damage to Mr. Yo. And now some people are asking the questions. Like, was Mr. Yo's build order bad? I don't know. I mean, I've seen it work before. I think... I've never seen someone against Yo's build order just give up water in Castle Age. Usually they try and fight back. Well, actually, that's not true. I guess ACCM kind of did. The way Sebastian boomed in this game and pressured the sides and the building location, like even the farming eco, everything is just away from the middle in a very calculated way, in my opinion. Whereas a lot of other people are normally getting surprised and losing a lot to the Navy. The Navy's basically done nothing for Yo. And the GG's called. So, I do think part of this is the draft. Mongols are very strong. But Sebastian had to play Mongols absolutely perfectly. Yo still took it to the Imperial Age. We've seen the Navy on this map do very big things. And to start it off, the underdog, at least maybe in the community's eyes, based on the seeds, he's actually the favorite. He gets the first win. And calling someone a favorite when there's literally just one world placement between them is pretty ridiculous. Anyways, better KD for Sebastian, way better economy for Sebastian. He took that hunt in the Dark Age and ran with it. I like the way he played Feudal, but I love the way he played Castle Age. It really set up the Imperial Age nicely. Like, he made that all look very easy. 98% of the map was explored. But remember, Yo in the round of 16 lost the first game, and then he won 3 straight and came back to win against Sato 3-1. So you never really get too worried for Mr. Yo if he loses the first game. The sets have been so good. So good. And the other thing that I've loved as we enter game number 2 here, I guess we will keep the fish mod on because no one in my chat reminded me, YouTube, so that's definitely chat's fault. The thing that I've loved as well is when we've had the quote-unquote favorites go down, it hasn't been because of like the favorites playing massively below their level. They have played incredible. They played in situations where I've seen them win dozens and dozens of times. But the players who upset them just kept coming. It was super good. So we've got Sebastian here in the blue. I pointed out that Yo actually played with the Italians himself many, many times in the previous rounds. So Sebastian kind of sniping that civ from Yo and playing with it here. I think Italians is one of the best civs for this map. But I think Saracens is one of the best civs for this map as well. This is a bit of a slower game, a little bit more relaxed. And chat, I'm always trying to run my ads in between games. So I saw someone mention that. That's just kind of standard. It's either that or you get them in the game. So we do our best. It's tough when you have games go over an hour in Age of Empires. There will occasionally be some, but always doing my best. Thank you, Zalotl, who's on Team Sebastian. What's up? Thanks for the 14, man. Unrolled Snail, thanks for the 21 months. Minika, thanks for the 22. Potato Zen, Cryptics, King of Good Times. Wise Chief, Mega Therium. Wow, we have a few people hitting their 4 years and a few people hitting their 3 years today. Thank you, guys. Much love, guys. Doc comes up for Yo. And it is kind of nice to have the fish mod, I guess, for the middle to really just nail home the fact that there's not a ton of food in the middle. It is always enough to take and utilize in the Dark Age. Yo will dock there. Sebastian will see that. And Sebastian's going to dock now himself. In just a little while. Italians have the cheap fishing ships. Cheap dock techs. Cheaper to go up to the next age. And then it's just usually about getting to Genoese crossbow. However, if you're up against the Saracens, Saracens don't usually focus much on cav. So I don't know if Genoese crossbowman is necessarily as strong here. Excuse me. Just really thinking that through. I mean, also Saracens are also never really going to go camels unless their opponent has good cavalry. So both are anti-cavalry civilizations against each other here, right? So 170 HP camels we might not see. We might not see Genoese crossbow. And then does it just turn into, like, arbalest for both? Both are very good arbalest civs. Saracens could actually go cav archers. So, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm not saying we're not going to see the camels. Obviously, that could still be a response to any cav that does come out. Same with the Genoese crossbow, but it does make it a little bit more interesting of a matchup. I don't know. Can't tell you how many times I've seen this matchup either. Okay. We might see Yo's APM peak here. Let's see. Sebastian is generally a faster player. But Yo is going to start to click this transport ship. I'm actually really curious to see if this moment in Dark Age, when he starts to block fishing ships, becomes his fastest moment. And I only say that because I played in the Community Cup recently against Emu Warrior. And he was being such a freaking nerd, dude. It was so annoying. I'm still tilted. I was going out to, like, this fish, and he just kept clicking his transport ship back and forth. And then I tried to do it too, and it was just this back and forth click war. And then when I watched it later, that's where we both peaked. Now, we're not as fast as these two, but Yo's not necessarily known to be as speedy as Sebastian is. So we haven't seen Yo do it now, which is hilarious. And it's tougher for Sebastian because the fish is right next to the dock. But Yo, yeah, Yo's like, I'm too old for that. Oh, here we go. Hold on. He's prepping. He's prepping. Oh, yeah. He's thinking about it. Will he actually click it? Or will he just sit it there and mildly be the mild annoyance? That's so funny that he won't even try it. That's so funny. Okay. I mean, he's doing other things, right? He's trying to bring in a boar, which is really important. And he has to quick wall there. I've seen the Italians go fast castle a lot. So I would expect that to be the approach here for Sebastian. Almost feels like it's the same for Yo right now, but we'll know based on the next minute. Now that he goes to gold, I think Yo's going to go up to feudal. And Sebastian's building the lumber camp too, so I think Sebastian's going to go up to feudal age as well. If there was a civ that could pull off a fast castle off this, it would probably be the Italians. But this feels like he's trying to contest for water in some way. Wow, and Yo's transport ship just got clicked away. Again, he does not care about blocking at all. So funny. Salmon Fred says, I love this tournament, but hate this map. Why is it so popular? Well, because it's awesome. That's why. There you go. Clearly you have bad taste. There, I said it. I mean, obviously you don't need to love every single map. I think in Yo's case, he goes for this map because it is more of a boomy map, and he doesn't want to be pressured as quickly. And that's what Sebastian's really good at, so there we go. Maybe that chatter's more of a micro nerd. The micro nerds aren't going to necessarily prefer this map. There's resources everywhere. It typically goes late. It's very adaptive. I think it's the perfect map for Yo to try and tie up the series. Here comes Sebastian. He's going to sail forward, build a forward dock. So he wants to pressure Yo immediately. Yo does not have a forward dock planned. What is Yo doing right now? He either forgot the mill or is really late with the dock. Okay, there's the mill. Now things make a little bit more sense because you need the mill so you can make a market. Almost feels like Yo's going to go, ooh, I know what he's going to do, actually. I think he's going to go 2 galleys to try and snipe fish, which is why he only has the 1 on gold. And then he's going to go scouts. It's been a while since I've seen this, but I really like this build. Yeah. So the key here, and it's going to be tricky because Sebastian's going to be all over him. But the key here is I think you keep your first 2 galleys in your dock and you don't eject. And then you have to find the perfect time to make a run for it. Sebastian's going heavy water commitment, so he's going to go for these fires. He hasn't been incredibly active with his transport ship to see if Yo has gone for another dock. So Yo's feudal age time might make him think that Yo is going for some type of water play. So Yo is essentially saying, I'm going to give you my fish, and I'm going to kill your fish, and you're going to spend more on water anyways. So that's the thinking. But he has to kill the fish to feel very good about this. Sebastian obviously feels like he needs to kill Yo's fish as quickly as possible, which he's doing. But the second Yo gets the second galley, he's going to move out to kill fish. So Sebastian has to be aware. Stable from Yo, market from Yo. He'll balance out his eco. Let's keep an eye on these galleys. Yo is actually waiting for the 3rd galley now. Okay. Well, it's kind of funny. See, Sebastian is running out of food near this other dock. He actually needs to move down here for fish soon. And there go the galleys. Okay, so he's going to make a run for it. Now, I think the fact that he went this way gives Sebastian time. And the galleys are going to run into a fire. Galleys are a little bit faster, though. And there's not a lot of spaces you can run if you're Sebastian. Look, he's blocking with the transport. Yo's looking for the fish. Sebastian's trying to hide. Okay, there's a fishing ship. Sebastian's still blocking. There's another fishing ship. Man, this is so well played from Sebastian. Saving all of his fish, blocking with the transport ship. But I honestly think of the focus, though. Yes, Sebastian's doing a good job, but his 5 fishing ships are really inefficient. And if Yo makes it faster to cast late, I think this is still going to be fine. And he's going to kill one of the fish. Sebastian's immediately adding more. Yo has his buildings. He could sell off his wood. He can click up to castle. Sebastian's not really close to clicking up. And Sebastian will also go for a stable. So res collected is higher. But something we don't really have a stat for is resources invested. And I think Sebastian's invested a bit more into the water here. I don't know. There's a reward for it, though. 7 fishing ships is really smooth. And wow, he had a lot of ills in queue, I think. So he actually gets the click up in a second. Wow, not bad. So what's Yo? He loses 4 fish, he kills 2. But the problem is his opponent can go up to 6 or 8. Yo's going to add scouts. Guys, I've seen Yo do this so many times on this map. It's just like the previous game. This game is going imp. It's just a matter of what advantages you can take. In the previous game was a bit different, obviously. Sebastian had a much bigger lead. I think you're okay with that. Killing 3 fish out of the original 3 or 4. Your opponent's going to always add more. I think Yo will take that. Behind this, he's got some farms. He's got some mills on the fish still. He's got a nice little safe pocket to boom up in. There's actually no stone here. That's actually a really big deal. The other stone's here or here. And his scouts are moving around now on both sides, and he's probably going to fight for relic control. So is the investment worth it from Sebastian? Probably, maybe. We'll see. This is a really big pond here for Sebastian. Certain players might try a dock there and add fishing ships and add fish traps, but then you don't have a dock to contest the water in the middle. And you'd just be making fishing ships for shore fish, which is way less efficient than the deep fish. Bohm says... Bohm in chat seems really... he seems to really think that the fish boom in these ponds would make sense. The thing is, though, like, if you go for the fish boom, you spend so much wood. And then if you're suggesting you already dock the middle, then you're investing, like, probably 2 docks minimum plus the ships. So you're talking 1,000 plus wood investment. You delay TCs. You delay a lot of the normal focuses of this map, too, like the light cav. I see your point. But I think there's a reason we don't see anybody docking there. Apparently, Slam tried it in one of his sets against Yo. Or one of his games against Yo. Light cav here from Yo won't break in. Nice shot from Sebastian. And Sebastian building TC number 2, building TC number 3. 700 resources ahead. But 700 resources, probably not too much in the grand scheme of things. Just that slight edge. And so, to me, this feels like 4 TC territory, maybe even 5 TC territory. And big focus on those relics right now. I'm not really sure if relics even matter a ton. I mean, obviously they make a difference. But on a map with 15,000 stone and 40,000 gold, I guess it always just makes you feel secure. But I think a lot of this map has to do with map control. Like, who's going to have a castle here? Have this area locked down? Who's going to have a castle here? And have that area locked down? And I do think that eventually the water does become important again. We've seen that a lot. And there, Italians and Saracens can both shine. Because galleons on the shoreline would take all of Sebastian's eco. Not so much Yo's current eco, but it would deny lots of stone and gold, right? And Yo's going to snag that relic there. And there's a camel from Yo mixed in with his light cav too to help out against any of the light cav that are out there. First relic in for Yo. Feels like there's going to be a relic here from Sebastian. Is he going to hop on the transport with that monk? Dang, that's actually super smart. Obviously he will. That's just the logical move. You get there faster, and then it's also much safer. You could also do that with his light cav. You could zoom the light cav over to the other side of the map. See, I think Yo just realized that relic's gone because he knew it was there. So he's coming to look for the monk. And he's going to show up, and he's going to see a transport ship. That'd be super funny if he kills the transport, but there's no way Sebastian will ever let that happen. Yeah. It would have taken so many hits, and there he goes! Monk takes the relic into the transport ship back home. That'll be relic number 1. Relic number 2 is coming in as well. 2 relics for Sebastian. Looks like he just sniped a monk there with the light cav. So nice work from him, but there are camels from Yo around. That's town center number 4 for Sebastian, and Yo also did the same. And we just continue with this boom. But Sebastian with the lead. Now, game 1, he had a massive lead. Like, that start was crazy. But Yo still hung around, right? Here, I'd say it's a slight lead. 600 resources is really not a lot. One fight can swing that. Getting housed is kind of rough for Yo when you have 4 TCs, but he fixes that pretty quick. Not actually sure on the relic situation right now. I guess there's this relic left, and then there's this relic. Yo can see this relic. He isn't aware of this one. So Sebastian's going to have the relic lead. At least 3. Sebastian does know about this. Again, he could, might not be very natural, but he could actually transport over there. With a monk and his light cav. And we see Yo down here with a couple villagers here. Kettle Punch, thanks for the 15 months. Light cav looking for a monk. This next name is very hard for me to say. Der Agloblich Horst. Thank you very much. Look at the monk into the transport. I love that so much, man. Thank you for the 9 months. Very German word. Sorry. Sapien Fez, thanks for the 19. What is Yo gonna do with these vills? And there goes Yo's monk. Can you imagine if Sebastian brought 2 Lycav here? Obviously, could still be a problem. Could convert the camel. There's a lot to pay attention to right now. Oh, looks like Yo actually sniped that monk underneath the TC. What a snipe from Yo. That's annoying. Obviously, Sebastian's going to get that eventually, but still, it's frustrating. And yep, Yo's going to get this relic most likely. What are these 3 vills doing? Oh, it's a stable. Sneaky, sneaky stable. I mean, I don't hate this. I think, like, even just buildings over here kind of prevents Sebastian from being secure building castles around. Yo's going to go for a bit of a push here. And then I think Yo's going to want outposts in this area. Both players will. Sebastian already thinking long-term about that. Almost feels natural that Sebastian will try and outpost this area now. But look, he does see the Siege Workshop. Another game in Wandering Warriors Cup where Town Watch is paying off, right? Get all that vision, get all that early knowledge. Sebastian up to Imp. Yo up to Imp. Crazy close game. But, like, considering the scoreline, Yo needs this win, right? There's going to be a lot of close games in this series. For Yo to lose this one would really hurt his chances. This is probably his best map against Sebastian today. But the thing that's so impressive about Sebastian is, yes, he's known as a player who can be very aggressive, but he's also able to play every setting now. Like water, nomad, boomy, aggressive, open, closed. I mean, whatever category you can really think of. He's just good. Having said all that, I think the one thing that Sebastian was not expecting was this type of pressure here. This is awkward to deal with because he can't run in easily with Cav to deal with this. And he's trying to go for an archer play, which makes perfect sense if there's not siege. And so this little itty-bitty push from Yo is going to be very distracting. It's going to stop Sebastian from doing a lot else over here. Sebastian's building outposts there. Yo is building outposts there just to know what's up. But Yo's also going for a castle. Now, this castle can be ranged by Navy eventually. So I think Navy is a big thing here for both. As Sebastian didn't know about that castle, he runs into it. His villas are getting slaughtered by the Lycav and by the camels. His TC is about to go down. He's going to aim to kill the manga now, and he won't get it. And this is really nice for Yo. He's not killing a ton, but this is super frustrating and annoying for Sebastian. And Yo will probably almost use this attack as a setup move. Like, this threatens Sebastian enough where Sebastian has to focus everything to it. I think the natural play for Yo behind this would actually be a bunch of docks. Would not shock me to see Yo go for the 4 or 5 docks soon and try and come onto water. Castle here from Sebastian now. He's definitely planning around ranged units. Like we said, there's not a big reason to really make a lot of Genoese crossbow in this matchup. It's not like Yo's going to go for camels right now. Yo's going to go skirms, and Yo's going to go bombard cannons. Ooh, and guys, if Yo keeps attacking this university, chemistry could be denied, which would be massive. It takes such a long time. But Yo doesn't know the percentage of chemistry, so he's not continuing to focus on that. Castle now over here from Yo. Light Cav's on the way, so he'll get some raids in. Sebastian's now distracted on this side. Chemistry is going to complete, dude. And now he can make bomber cannons, which is what he wanted. He can also make cannon galleons, for what it's worth. I'm liking the momentum Yo has, but he hasn't broken Sebastian yet. And Sebastian knows about this now. So he can make trebs on this side before Yo's able to. And Sebastian has a lot more army than Yo. But is it the right type of army? Skirmishers and bombard cannons and mangonels can deal with everything Sebastian has. Still wondering, will Yo dock? Or is it just going to be primarily a land focus? He's really focusing on the bombard cannons on either side. So he's got a bombard cannon coming here. And then he has a bombard cannon out on this side. Sebastian transporting some army over to Yo's eco right now would actually be really strong. But how are you supposed to focus on that? You just can't when you're under all this pressure. Yo attacking the Treb. Treb getting repaired by Sebastian. Bombard cannon has to micro. Yo's bombard cannon gets sniped. He's probably looking over here. Sebastian holding on. I'm pretty sure that board just killed something. That must have been a misclick. So easy to make a mistake for on either side. Bombard cannons are still the key. We've got more on the way from Yo. We have condos being prepped from Sebastian. So he's going to dive for this here in a second. Condos with full armor will kill everything Yo has over here. The skirms would not be good enough. And then maybe the condos could swoop over here as well. I don't think Yo is prepared to deal with condos right now. And Sebastian is hiding that. Now Yo's going to see it. He'll know he doesn't have an easy answer for this. He will wall off his Treb at least. But these condos should be able to kill the skirms. They should be able to kill the bombard cannon. Yo has another bombard cannon on the way as well, which if he doesn't keep in the siege workshop, could be a problem. Actually, could have been way worse for Yo. Sebastian did fight a little early there because he didn't have full armor yet. But it's still a really good fight for him. His own Trebs are coming forward for the castle now. He's got more condos on the way. He's still trying to hold the left side. He actually has stone income. Yo does not have anything on stone right now. So both players might even be buying stone. But Sebastian, he's got tons on stone. I don't know where. He's probably going to run out at some point. He may even lose this castle. And Yo's might stay up. Oh, man, but hold on a second. Yo's got a bombard cannon out. That one that he saved. Can he save his castle? No, I think his castle will fall. But he will take the Treb at least. And what a crazy game. There's Yo with the docks. I think this is really key. I know he doesn't have anything on stone right now, but he'll fix that. There's stone everywhere. And Navy is not something Sebastian's been able to focus on. Yo took out this castle. So as he loses one, he takes one. And now he's mounting a push over here. Yo will most likely just give up on these buildings for now. Which means Sebastian will come over here. But what Sebastian will not do is he will not be focused on Navy. Oh, man, but Yo, you can't lose your Trebs like this. You need units here. He's making Mamelukes! Honestly, a sick unit right now. He doesn't have a ton of them, but they do a lot of damage against the condos. Castle for Sebastian. As long as that goes down, that's great for Yo. And Yo's going to take the castle. So Sebastian's got one castle now. Same with Yo, actually. But I think Yo's will probably stay up here. Still crazy to me that Yo still has nothing on stone. He will take this Treb, though. These are going to be some stone miners for him. And there's going to be some stone miners. Condos are on the way. And yikes, as much as I love the Navy for Yo, I'm concerned that he has no defense for condos in his eco over here. Like, again, we talked about the stone problems. Yo could lose so many vills. His main eco is so exposed against this. Of course, away from the shoreline, because the Navy is starting to be masked now for Yo as a surprise. At the same time, Sebastian doesn't really have defense for his eco over here. So he'll complete this TC, but it probably won't stay up. The Mamelukes and the skirms are raiding that. Oh, man. I mean, honestly, kind of fortunate for Yo that he only got spotted here. If he would have been spotted here, that would have been devastating. And he does pull into the war galleys. Soon galleon now. And so Sebastian will get a glimpse of the Navy. Sebastian's still spending a lot of time destroying all these buildings right now. And also still needs to focus on this. Yeah, I think Yo's got the advantage here. Yo has so many docks. And he's got the faster firing galleons. He's going to completely stomp water. And the Mamelukes are hugely helpful. You don't even need elite. Obviously, that'd be helpful, but like, elite Mamelukes is great against everything that's out in the field right now. Because that's mainly condos. Yo is going to feast on the gold miners here. He still has these gold miners working. He may lose a trep and maybe the cannon, but this castle's going to stick around for a while longer. And these galleons are going to move forward. And man, can they do damage. They can take the relics from Sebastian. They can take out the TCs. They can take out a lot of the units from Sebastian. And Yo just knows, I think, he needs to keep this castle up. He needs to keep this castle up. He needs to win water. And maybe some defensive castles so he doesn't get raided. I think Yo can play more of a defensive approach from here. Because the water tends to matter a lot in these situations. Really close game. Sebastian's getting shipwright. So he will try and have more of a presence on water. He does clear up all the Mamelukes there. I thought Yo would back up to the castle, but of course, a million things are happening. So those Mamelukes go down, which is kind of rough. I think it's going to be almost impossible for Sebastian to retake water, though. Because he can't... He's trying to sneak docks, but Yo's just got Navy everywhere. So Sebastian might need to try with a couple fast fires. You don't want to ever fully give up. But you're going to need quite a few against 30 galleons from the Saracens. Yo's army plan seems to be Hussar for the raids. And it's funny, right? Now Hussar makes a lot of sense. Because there's no Genoese crossbowmen. Because you already took care of the castles. And there was no massive reason or timing for the Genoese crossbowmen. Yo's going to find a random treb here. That's a beautiful snipe. Yo's using his Hussars to lure everything back to his Navy. There are fast fires, though. And so Yo will back away. We might see heavy demo from Yo. Saracens do get that. They've got a crazy naval tech tree. You could probably always hit and run these fires, no problem, though. It's only one dock to produce from for Sebastian. That's not going to be enough. What a game. What a series. Sebastian's not out of this. If he can get to bombard cannons and Genoese, everything that Yo has right now could have some problems against that. But this is an issue, right? There's so much eco surrounded by these galleons. And also, there's so much that's unprotected over here. Sebastian knows that with the water control Yo has, he's in trouble. So again, he tries. Every single dock denied at 75% here. The quadruple doubt dock. Here, though, he loses a treb and he snipes a bombard cannon. This is the key. If Sebastian gets a little bit of a snowball here, things get interesting. If he doesn't, he has big problems. Nice micro from Sebastian. Yo's just got to raid him to death. Just hit him on both sides all the time. Make it difficult to push. Yo has to be careful with his cannons, though. Sebastian hyper-focused on that. He's going to try and dock again here. Makes me think that maybe Yo could have a couple castles down here. This is a very open area of the field right now. It's the one area of the map that no one really has secured. And Yo lost another bombard cannon here. Remember, you have the water control. You then have 30 population that can't be used everywhere. So it is actually somewhat of a downside. I think Sebastian could use his condos to go snipe that treb. Because you don't want that happening. But you also... you almost need army for the Hussars that are raiding you. Sebastian will complete his docks. Yo, did he not see any of this? He didn't see any of this. He is building an outpost there. And now the condos go in to snipe that Treb. But now the bombard cannons aren't protected. Yo loses the Treb, but he killed the bombard cannon. I think Yo could also just send the Hussars in for these cannons too. Look at all the army that Sebastian has defensively right now because of those Hussars. A couple Genoese from Sebastian could make sense, but he's needed the Trebs, and now his cannons are going to get sniped. And Yo, is he going to find out about the water control? Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Sebastian is back. Sebastian is back. Yo is going to lose his water control. Now, he could still make Navy because he has the docks, so he can recover. But Sebastian's sneak docks have given him a crazy chance. And then he can get his relics back. And then maybe he can go for Galleon. It's so tough to focus on everything at once, man. There's the Elite Mameluke upgrade. I still think that unit's the key for Yo right now. 30, 40 Mamelukes destroys everything that Italians can make except for the Genoese crossbow. Oh, man, it's like right when I think Yo has the game locked down, Sebastian comes back. And it's through this area now. It's the raids. Also, the very impressive hold on water. The very impressive hold on land here. I thought he was so dead so many times. Here go the raids for Yo. Underneath the castle here. Yo's navy getting pushed by the fires. His docks could get pushed as well. He still doesn't want to give up on that. There was a bombard cannon that got sniped somewhere in there. I'm wondering how much access to gold Sebastian's got, because he's more strapped for cash right now. This doesn't look great for him. It feels like the gold in the north, and then this gold's here. And then obviously he needs to try and reclaim those relics. I do think Yo is going to struggle to retake water right now against that many fires. And then Sebastian's going to have galleons as well. Sebastian hasn't been broken yet. Also, I still think this area, a castle here from Sebastian to protect the side and take the gold would be massive. If he can have the time for that, really helps his chances. Yo is getting the heavy demo tech now. And he's maybe concerned, because I thought he had this locked down, but losing the water is going to hurt now. He'll get some massive shots for us, though, guys. Get the emote ready. I don't think it's necessarily a horrible thing for Yo to be off of water with population right now. Like, he needs more land presence. So here, this is good. We might just be a couple demos away from Yo being back on water. Because a lot of these fires get clumped up here. Yo cannot lose ground up here, but he's got 2 castles versus the one from Sebastian. Sebastian needs some cannons to take that Treb, or he'll sacrifice all of his arbs for it. Yo is going for the raids, and this is an area Sebastian does not have protected. This is why I think Yo is going to win this game. Like, yeah, he'll lose this Treb maybe. It's a little sloppy maybe. He doesn't lose it. But this area is so critical. And this castle's critical. And the demos from Yo are critical. There used to be fires on the map for Sebastian. Not anymore. And Yo's Treb gets sniped. Now, if Sebastian can drop a castle down here to further protect this stone and gold, it gets a little bit different. But now he can't just send his army this way because Yo has a castle. There's 15,000 stone remaining. There's 5,000 stone remaining, and there's 15,000 gold remaining. And man, a lot of this gold that is right there for Sebastian. Such a crazy map. Such a crazy map. It's so wild how you have to balance your population. Like, is it bad for Yo that he doesn't have water now? Maybe. But you could argue it's good because he just has 30 more pop available to raid the sides. I think it's especially good when there's no castles, so his opponent can't easily defend. Also, neither civ gets halb, so dealing with Hussar raids is a nightmare. And it's an issue for Sebastian now, I think, that he doesn't have Genoese, and he can't justify it. Just straight condos, probably not going to be very good against any Mamelukes that come out. And Yo back with Trebs here. Yet again. Yo will try some big demos. He's likely to get a hit or two, but I don't expect it to be that crazy with this many galleons, because that will happen. So I think he'll lose water, but he's going to win land, I think. I mean, Sebastian loses this castle. He's got no protection. He's got one single castle on the map after this. And docks are going down. And the Arbs are also falling back here for Sebastian. And what is he supposed to make? Yo's got 50 on food. Yo's got the stone and gold over here. The Mamelukes are going to shred the condos. They're so good at that. Sebastian is going to take that gold. He still has some stone around, but he's losing the north now. Even though he's got a population lead. But it's a population lead with water. Docks are going to get sniped. Yo might need to move away from the shoreline a little bit. But yeah, dude, Yo, there's no way Yo loses this game. Yo is going to take the northern map now. This is all temporary for Sebastian. He's going to lose these vills every single day of the week. Still can't really make a ton of progress over here against the Mamelukes, against the Hussars. Well, Sebastian is reclaiming those relics. He's actually taking them to the monastery that's going to be directly next to the attack from Yo. And he calls the GG. Even with the water control, he just knows that's just simply not enough. He's going to lose everything on land. Almost ended kind of similarly to the first game, where Yo had water control in the first game, but the land still mattered more. What a game. And Yo killed 131 villagers. To me, it felt like it all started with Yo taking initiative in this corner. And then it just set up the rest of the map so beautifully. The push here didn't win him the game, but the push here is why Yo was able to start taking initiative in this area. And then obviously the initiative in this area was why he was able to take water. And then the water was why he was able to take land down here. It was just a masterclass from Yo in terms of control, and the water control plays its role in all of that. But I do think you just need map control on this map. Yo had more of it, and arguably, maybe the better civilization. I mean, I think part of what made this so wonderful for Yo as well is what the opening did. The opening from Yo made Sebastian go into condos. He could not rely or focus on Genoese crossbowmen. And then it eventually got to a point where Sebastian could he never had the castles. He never had the position to justify Genoese crossbowmen. And that's where the Hussars and the Mameluke could come in. So you could come in here. You could look at this and you could have a very, reactionary opinion and just be like, why no Genoese crossbow? Well, that's why. Yo set it up that way. So Genoese crossbowmen could never be viable. Sick game. And just what I expected from Yo. This map has been absolutely unbelievable. When we brought it in, I wasn't entirely sure about it. But man, oh man, have the games been insane. And we've got Stranded now. So Sebastian's choice for the next one. And this is a map where you might see similar things. You might see Navy, you might see Archers, you might see Siege. But the timing of it and how you execute on it is so freaking difficult. I love this pick from Sebastian. I think this is hyper aggressive. This is going to be a map where he could maybe gain the best of Yo. And we've got Sebastian playing as the Malians here. Remember, you start with a fishing ship on Stranded, so both players should have a pretty clean start. All the wood buildings are cheaper, though, for the Malians. So a bit better in that regard. And then the Armenians, I'd say the big thing with them is their wood and gold upgrades from their mule cart are more efficient than a standard wood and gold upgrade. So you tend to see a lot of wood. You tend to see a lot of gold. That makes perfect sense for this map. Now, we haven't seen a lot of Armenians on this map, or really other maps, because they've been best of fives. But now you need to go deeper into the drawer of civilizations. And just a tiny difference here, by the way. So Yo, he used his one villager to build the dock and sit on the shorefish. And then Sebastian built the dock and then immediately walked over to build the TC. In my testing, I think that what Sebastian did is slightly better. But you do give up the shorefish. But I think you send the vill back to the shorefish. Yeah, dude. Sebastian is so... Dude, they're so well thought out, these strategists, man. I know Sebastian. I haven't talked to him, but I know he's playing tons of practice sets. And just to get that extra vill there, These are the things that get me excited. Oh, man, he got that bill 20 seconds faster. What a big deal. Well, both TCs are very similar. They also are both prepped there. You start with the Buffalo and need to scout for that. We do have a pause. I don't think this is a pause for a bug or anything like that. So I think this is probably just going to be a quick unpause. I expect water from both, and then there will probably be some fighting through the middle, which becomes a really big deal on this map. So, but yeah, it's hard not to get excited about optimization of build orders. And Malians are already super slick with their builds as well, right? So he already has the second fishing ship out faster too.
Yes.
And it was just lag. Okay. So, chat, if you remind me, I will show you at the end of this game, okay? But you're going to have to remind me because I'll forget. So, I played this map in the Community Cup we're running. 300 plus signups. We have a, like, upper ELO bracket, and I played yesterday, right? And so, there's always this elephant right next to the TC spot. It's always there. And I, of course, know this because I'm talking about this 24/7 while casting. So, it's hard to describe. Basically, there was a wood line, which was kind of shaped like this, but a little bit longer. Let's say out to this area, right? And my elephant, when the game started, was sitting right here in front of the wood line. But boars or elephants, they kind of have a wandering zone, so they move back and forth, right? You guys probably know this. Well, if that wandering zone is too close to a wood line, sometimes they'll walk to the other side of a wood line. So, like, I start the game, right? And even though it's a Community Cup, I'm feeling the tourney pressure a little bit. And so this elephant walks behind the wood line. It walked like 20 tiles away from me up the hill. Is hilarious. So, yeah, remind me. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But I got completely scammed. And then my Dark Age got screwed up. And I was very annoyed as well. I was like, of course this happens to me, you know? And people talking about stone positions. Guys, there's always stones scattered around the map in one tile. So there's no, like, main stone on this map. So it's meant to be difficult to find stone on this map. That's standard. You're not going to find a situation where that's easy on this map. Yo does have a little bit more close by, I suppose, with the one tiles. But it's not like, hey, that stone there, that stone there. It's all around. And I think we'll see fast feudal from both. And then it's kind of down to how much they produce on water and what they produce on the water. T90, did you win that game? We need to know. I did win that game. But I was very close to losing it. You know how we talk about how forward castles are important on this map? Well, this was my base, and he castled like here, and it was a doubt castle at 90%. So if that castle would have gone up, we would have had some problems. Oh, man. Yo lost a villager. Yo lost a villager to this elephant right here. Yo losing a vill on Nomad. Crazy stuff. He tried to take the elephants that were really far away, right? Because he saved this one. So Yo's down a vill. Nice to know what happens to the best. And Sebastian's had the smoother Dark Age from the start. And I think Sebastian's also going to click up a little bit faster here. Look at that. Now, Sebastian did skip Loom. Yo didn't. Sebastian needs to remember that. But this is a crazy build from Sebastian. So right now, this feels like a second dock at home. We do have water buffaloes scouting the shoreline for Sebastian on both sides. I mean, the types of things that get me excited about Nomad, man, is just the small little details. Look at the scouting from Sebastian. He scouted everything with buffaloes, man. We'll know where those stones are, where the deer are, where he could hit focus. And he'll drop the barracks. And Yo is going to go forward dock. This is a really smart decision if you want to go for fires, in my opinion. And it's all about the initiative. And Yo, no barracks yet, but I'd almost expect that. But, oh my goodness. Hello. Yo's like, get out of here. I'm working here. And Yo just bops her, and now Sebastian knows there's a forward dock. Okay. It's kind of funny. Sebastian couldn't fight that because Sebastian didn't have Loom. But I doubt that's something that Yo focuses on. And now Yo knows he's been spotted. Alright. Well, that would tell Sebastian that maybe his range will be a bit faster. I think, like, in theory, it's all guessing games. But the weakness of Sebastian's initial build is his fire galleys would potentially be delayed. Okay, and now he gets Loom. And now he's still keeping a really close eye on this Vil. He doesn't know that's 2 docks forward from Yo. And Yo's going to go forward galleys. Well, this is going to be incredible. Or this is going to be absolutely horrible for Yo. I think if he kills 3 to 4 fish and then follows it up with fires, I love it. If he doesn't kill a damn thing, it's going to look really bad. But I think with Armenian galleys, you can get in there and kill the fish way before your opponent can kill your galleys. It's really hard for Sebastian to run because he's got a choke point here. But I don't know. It could also be easier to defend. Still no barracks for Yo. He's just outposting all around. Archers are being massed from Sebastian as he's just scouting with Buffalo. And the galleys for Yo are running backwards. Not the position he would have wanted to be in. And so now you're almost trying to play a normal galley war when you're close to the opponent. So now I'm not loving it as much. But believe me, man, execution on this map is so difficult. When you start to get hit with archers or you're trying to attack with archers and you're also focusing on this, mistakes happen. And mistakes gonna happen. And the demo from Yo was perfect. And I can tell you that that was literally Sebastian shooting the Komodo dragon there. Like, he's looking at his army. He hears the Komodo attack. He goes over for a second, and then he gets rocked by a demo. And that is stranded for you. You're just simply multitasking way too much. And Sebastian goes from having the fire galleys to deal with this to now not really having an easy answer to this. But look at the difference, man. If Sebastian would have gone anywhere else with his archers. Hold on. Well, he finds the TC from Yo. Yo kills 1 archer. Yo doesn't kill the second. Yo is keeping everything really close to his TC right now. Still trying to focus on water. The galleys are looking good. They're all really healthy. Sebastian's ships are really weak. Sebastian did build a dock over here. So he could maybe send the occasional fire in towards Yo's fish. He's still trying his best to stay alive on water, but this does not look good. I mean, that's 46 HP on 3 ships. Yo needs skirms, though. Archers are already on the way. He's fighting this off with Vils. Sebastian's looking elsewhere. Sebastian will lose his archer. Good work there from Yo. Another archer arrives. Yo now needs archers or skirms. His wood eco is horrible. He's garrisoned in this TC. He's dropping a tower, which is just brutal. Sebastian still hasn't lost water. I love how he's making Yo fight for this. And Yo's tower will force Sebastian away. So much happening. And another demo from Yo! And it's a good one! But there's more fires on the way. And Sebastian just keeps coming. And Yo's got big problems on land. This is one of the ugliest main ecos I've seen on Stranded. And there's still 5 fishing ships working for Sebastian. It's been 6 for Yo, so it's not like he's had a massive lead. And Sebastian tries to find a villager snipe there, but can't quite get it. Yo just now making his first skirm. And man, is the multitasking real right now. I think if you have to build a tower here, this is a sign that things have not gone very well for you. Like if Sebastian can avoid a big demo hit, he's good. But of course he can't. And every time he notices right after. It must be so frustrating, man. And the galleys from Yo continue to get a payoff. Another villager will go down. And Yo will have a couple skirms out now to deal with the archers. But Sebastian has a fire galley down here. And Yo doesn't have any defense because he's just been producing from the forward docks. I think I prefer Sebastian's position right now, guys. It's been a much cleaner game. Despite the KD being what it is, how is that even possible? 13 to 2 KD for Yo. Now it's 15 to 3. But the way Sebastian is built out in this game economically, I don't know, just like the flow of the game just feels much better for him. Yo will have enough army to deal with some archers soon, but soon Castle Age will be a factor, and Yo's galleys are getting surrounded now, and the galleys are going down, and Yo is losing water. His fish will go down. Sebastian is a maniac. He's an absolute maniac. Kills that Vil. Will lose his archer here now. But he's surrounding Yo on water. He's coming in from both sides now. He's got the original side, and then this dock over to the right. And I think it... Oh, Yo lands another massive demo. The demos have really saved him here. I still think he's in trouble on water if he continues to go galleys. See, I thought it was going to be galleys initially. Like 4 or 5 galleys and then fires from Yo. But he kept going with the galleys, which is just so micro-intensive. Whole map is micro-intensive. Archers going down there for Sebastian. Well played, Yo. I think archers will not accomplish a lot for Sebastian from here. Unless he's in Castle Age. I think this is the most difficult map to play in the entire pool. And so, because of the speed of Sebastian, I think it's the perfect choice against someone like Yo, who's typically a little bit more strategic and tends to be a little on the slower side compared to some of the other big names. Sebastian is up, and now we have to think about, will there be a siege workshop in the middle? Will there be a knight or two for the skirms? What happens here? Yo needs to click up the Castle Age. His fishing ships are destined to go down. He is going to still mass galleys to come back, so maybe he can return the favor a little bit. But what a talent this Sebastian is. And someone, it was their first message in the channel. If I had to guess where they were from, I might guess Uruguay. But earlier today, it said, Sebastian isn't an underdog anymore. And, I mean, he's the 4 seed coming into this tournament, so the seed certainly supported that. I think it's key for Sebastian to keep the archers alive, which he will do. So he can control the middle on land, which it feels like he will do. He's got the scout. I've been saying nonstop about how early siege in the middle is important. We've seen a lot of players try and TC here. But the other thing for Sebastian is ideally he holds water control. And Yo is back on water again. And Sebastian, I think, surprised by that. Yo's fish still looping around, by the way. He might be able to save those fish. They haven't been working, though. And he's got no farms. I mean, his eco is a wreck. And TC on the hill there for Sebastian. Okay, so TC number 2. Where does he spend his resources right now? Does he go for War Galley for his fires? Or does he go for crossbow? Does he add knights? What does Sebastian do? There's crossbow now. That makes sense. It feels like he's giving up his fish now. Yo's going to come back and kill those. That's really well played from Yo. And Yo also saved his fish. That's really well played. Yeah, Sebastian just stopping the fish now. So any food eco is going to be farms. Yo is to leave this wood line. Thankfully, he's got mule carts, though. And then he's going to go to this wood line. But right above this, we see a siege workshop for Sebastian for siege. And so often, that's been the key on this map. Is siege in the middle and holding that wood control. Yo's 4 fishing ships are not going to make or break anything here. Sebastian actually sniped the water buffalo. He just sniped the 2 water buffalo underneath Yo's TC. He knows that Yo's not going to have that food eco. Crazy, man, that you could focus on that and have the TCs and have the siege on the way and be focusing on what he's focusing on right now. He was also chasing down the fish here. Yo had to click over here. Yo does have a knight here. It's actually very well timed, or possibly unfortunate for Yo, because I don't think Sebastian knew there was going to be a knight. And so the fact that he just saw that and kept the mangonel inside the siege workshop is massive. Now he can wait, protect that siege, add a couple monks. Yo looking around. Maybe he remembers there were villagers there on the deer. Not really sure what that knight can do. And Yo now trying to kill these crossbows. These crossbows need to get out of here. I thought Sebastian was going to make a knight a long time ago. It feels like he won't be able to easily escape, so he's just going to run around this way. Could see Yo make a couple extra fishing ships for food right now. But he needs this hill somehow. The wood situation is just so painful for him. And now the siege is on the way. The crossbows are still running. Yo doesn't have wood to take. He's just going to have to mule away. But these crossbows are still moving from Sebastian. It is just non-stop. And Sebastian might be thinking about a castle next. I mean, castle's so far away usually on this map. Sebastian's unit movement is just insane. Yo thinks that the crossbows continued on this way. And now the crossbows are just right back again. So frustrating. It's like, hello! Boom. And now the skirms have the chase. And now you still have the siege and the monks and everything else in the middle to deal with. And now these villagers that just went here for wood are now going to have to leave. Now your monastery is getting pushed. Yo is struggling right now for efficiency. Now, if there's one thing that could swing Yo back into this game, it would be a conversion. He just completed redemption. So he can convert the siege now. And converting the siege into the siege hitting the crossbows could be a swing. He's not out of this, but he needs those crossbows dealt with. He needs time to breathe here a little bit. Yeah, the KD has not looked good for Sebastian, but he's just had so much control. So much production. He's been doing so many different things. Does Sebastian sense redemption is in here? I think he does. But you can tell it's getting converted. It gets converted. He has to micro against this now. And it could have been worse. He loses the mangonel. He loses 2 crossbows, 3 crossbows maybe. But he's getting a second stable up. He's going to go for light cav now. If Yo is going with skirm and monk, light cav is perfect. Yo's just going to struggle for the middle of the map. Look, anywhere he goes, there's going to be a building to give vision to Sebastian. That monk could go down to 2 mangonels. Halt! But not before the conversion comes in. Sebastian. Ooh, he loses all of his siege, though. I think we've reached a territory where Sebastian might want to start buying stone. Don't attack a elephant, bro. New and improved laming techniques. When your eco's ahead, make sure your opponent can't take elephants. That's not intentional. But yeah, he just sent these vills to stone, so that's 300. I'm a big fan of just buying the stone for a castle. It feels like a castle in the middle here. And then there's no way Yo can easily play the game from here. Typical Yo, though. He hasn't been killed off. He's still in the game. He's still hanging in. He's still got the navy, which maybe will do something for him. But he doesn't know about the next step from Sebastian, which is light cav. He hasn't seen any yet. And man, if the light cav show up at the right time, the light cav could kill all of this. He only has 2 on the field. Yo sees that knight and wants the kill, but now the light cav's there. And Sebastian deletes the knight. And then the light cav get the job done. Okay for Yo, I guess, that his opponent deleted the knight. But not easy for Yo to hold the rest of the map right now. Yo has been continually housed on this map. And that is, I think, because of just how many things you're paying attention to. Stranded is so difficult. This has been a sick map. I think that other tournament host will want Stranded in their map pool. I think it's been that crazy, that good. And also, when it comes to new maps in the future, Stranded has kind of inspired me to make maps where there's less stone. It's really interesting how it changes things when there's not just like big 5-tile stone around for someone to get a boom lead and then just build a defensive castle. You need big conversions here if you're Yo. You need them. Without them, you're in trouble. He doesn't get that one. The Light Cav going for the next monk. TC's going to go down. We've got a castle from Sebastian in the middle. He's even getting devotion just to make sure that Yo doesn't get those conversions. And Sebastian is just non-stop. The pressure is always happening. And even though has half the amount of kills that Yo has, he's collected 8,000 more resources here. And he's going to go Imp. It's not going to end here. He ate that TC. Light Cav will dive, aiming for the monks. Don't actually kill off the monks. I think Yo has 4 monks inside that tower, which is hilarious. And Sebastian's waiting for them to hop out. But there's only 1 Light Cav now. But now there's only 2 monks. I think you could just back away and be more than fine here if you're Sebastian. You don't need to go for the kill right now. But if you can, obviously you do. We could have some big booms here from Yo, though. But again, Sebastian just kills the monks. Yo just left praying. I think devotion paid off here over the last minute. Looks like it's about to be 2-1 Sebastian here, guys. He's just had the perfect game. Another monk goes down for Yo. Frustration for Yo, perhaps. Yo will move out over here only to be spotted by Sebastian. Yo's on like 20% of this map right now. Obviously still has fish. So I guess if you count the water, it's higher than that, but... And Sebastian could come back on water, but it doesn't really feel like even that's needed here. Yeah, you cannot boom into a defensive castle in this map. And also, because the wood and the gold control is so valuable, you can't just win water and have the eco lead and fight the middle. I don't know. It just feels like the pros and cons of the map are perfect. That's, like, my favorite maps are where there's lots of options and there's lots of pros and cons to every decision. Feels like Stranded is perfect as far as that's concerned. Another monk hops inside the tower there for Yo. Yo, it is on the way to imp. How in the world is Yo imping right now? Like, what? He's got nothing. 2 hours of idle time. Bill's in and out of TCs. Getting attacked by Gabetto over here now. But I think even Yo will call the GG when he sees imp, right? Uh-oh. Pathing. Uh-oh. Conversion? Maybe? Yo? Finally? Big shot? Nope. Devotion's so strong, man. Imp is in, and even Yo calls the GG. What a series from Sebastian so far. Man, so I mean, Sebastian impressed with game number 1. Yo then responded with game number 2. Sebastian comes back game number 3. And I have little doubt in my mind that Yo is also going to respond nicely in game number 4. I mean, this is Yo we're talking about. But Sebastian is the real deal. 10,000 more resources secured in this game, and it wasn't like the trades were necessarily good. To me, it just felt like Sebastian made a lot of stuff here, right? He kept Yo busy on land and on water in the feudal age. I felt like Yo's initial engagements on water were so good that it would have made life simpler to add some fire galleys. So maybe that could have been the play. Easier said than done. Obviously, Armenians have the really strong galleys. Yo's got the good micro. But when I would look at Yo's eco, and I would look at Sebastian's eco, Sebastian's economy just always seemed to be a whole lot better. And so I just think that you're focusing on land army, water army, or navy, and then you have to manage the eco. And it's just so much happening. I think Sebastian, maybe APM shows just ever so slightly faster. And so he was able to manage things all that much more. I don't know what exactly Sebastian was doing here, but he was flying there. Well played, Sebastian. Game number 4. Feels like a big one for Yo. He loses this one, he'd have to win 3 straight. And how many people here remember the Sebastian game on this map against Sorakuma? Oh, it just came back to me. All the memories are flooding back. Oh, it was so funny. So, if you didn't see it, I will spoil and kind of describe what happened, okay? So, let's say Sebastian started here and Sorakuma started here. Sorakuma came to the middle, took the middle, and started to push Sebastian. Sebastian transported around, converted all of Sorakuma's crap, castle dropped here, and then built TCs over here. So then Sorakuma had to go build TCs on Sebastian's side. So they completely swapped sides. It was insane. We had monks converting villagers on both sides. It was so funny. And Bengalis was in that matchup, which is the main reason it came back to me. I think Sorakuma was Bengalis. I really like the Bengalis here. Again, you get the additional 2 vills when you make it to the next stage. The ships regenerate, which is really nice. But I think Yo with Koreans is probably going to play into something with towers. Towers in the middle feels like it could be really strong in Castle Age, so Yo's not going to have the eco lead. But I would expect that Yo is going to try and control the middle in some way. I don't know, though. I mean, if you lose water, it still can make life really awkward for you. And then it's against any other civ, if you lose water and you're just in the middle with Koreans, you're fine because you're even on vills and they're just ahead with a few fish. But against Bengalis, they're ahead 4 vills. So it feels like you kind of need to do something. I don't think it's very easy. So. Yeah, Zara, I could have someone else respond to me on social media platforms for me. Like, even if my, fiance did it, right? But then it's not me responding. So then it's a little disingenuous to have posts made on accounts that, aren't actually me. Even if I, approved whatever was said from a social media manager or something. So, I don't know. I'm happy with where I'm at. I can connect with my community in a bunch of different ways. But it can be a little overwhelming when there's so many different platforms to have to make posts on. So, I think we're in a good spot without it. I do my best, and sure, maybe I could have slightly more followers or subs or whatever if I hired a manager or whatever, but then some of you guys who already continuously support might just be like, well, I supported the T90 who used to be genuine. Now this is just some freaking social media manager, So it could go the other ways. Second boar coming in for Sebastian. I'm assuming it's going to be Feudal Age for water, but he does have another boar here and another boar here. There's lots of boars to take. Lots of shorefish around the map to take as well. But typically builds have been pretty streamlined here. The Koreans have those towers. They also have the pretty strong navy, but they cannot make demos. So I think if you try and go fires, that's a mistake. Just because you can't make a demo to hit your opponent's fires, and they can demo you. It just feels so awkward. We've seen turtle ships before on this map. They haven't worked super well. Yo does like his turtle ships, though. And we'll, again, see what the builds end up looking like here, but still have to figure this one out, so. Tom says, I used to support the range on Center Islands T90, not this new 2K3 T90. Well, guess what, Tom? Since Wandering Warriors Cup started, I'm now 2K2. That's right. So I'm a little bit more relatable. And they weren't Center Islands, bro. That's why it was confusing. They were neutral, but they were off-centered. So I thought I was on my opponent's island because it wasn't in the center. Why are you bringing this up? If it was in the center, I would have obviously known. But the whole point was the neutral islands were off-centered. The map scripts back then were very different. It was more off to the side. It was confusing. I was under a lot of pressure. But thank you, Tom. Okay, down goes the wild boar. Thank you, chat, on the topic of social media for suggesting I leave certain platforms as we stream on a platform owned by Jeff Bezos and Amazon. And also, you know, like, we don't need to... Thank you for the advice, but we're just all doing our best out here. Please leave X social media platform, but hey, Twitch, Amazon, they're great. They're fantastic. Okay, so well, Sebastian is super fast up. Super fast up, plus he gets the additional 2 vills. And Yo is going to the middle. This is the same build that Nikov did against Hera. And for full credit, we also had Doubt doing it. We had a couple people trying it. The idea is to go fast fires. Well, not like imp fast fires, but make fire ships fast. And get those docks directly on the opponent's docks. And this is going to be tough for Yo. It's hard for him to recover on water because he can't make demos. This feels perfect. Now, Nikov had a crazy build. He actually had 3 docks up when he made it to Feudal Age with Dravidians. So he had Hera surrounded. So here, Yo could, in theory, make another dock to the side here, so... I think Yo happily just going to chill here. He's got the mill already, so he'll get the food from that. He's got the boar meat underneath the TC. He'll have the sheep. He'll get a little bit more food from his fish, but this feels fast castle to me. So I think, like, is it not best for Sebastian, if he recognizes this, to try and come to the middle right now to take Yo out of the middle? If you brought 5 vills to the middle right now, you'd stop Yo from bringing in any more vills with your navy. Again, it's hard to think this way because you don't know everything. He doesn't even know Yo is there. But I think if you know Yo is there, it is critical to get him out of the middle before he's in castle. So fire galleys coming from both sides. Sebastian's most definitely going to retake water. Yo is actually missing 3 gold to click up to castle. Because he's building this tower, which is kind of crazy. He's going to have to click vills back over to gold here. Tower's going up, and more vills are running to the middle. Okay, that's huge. That's huge from Yo. Just getting 10 vills here changes everything, because now Sebastian can't fully focus on the middle. This is going to get interesting. I think we might see turtle ships. I think we might see war wagons. And Sebastian's going to have to be very careful. His economy should be stronger. His resources collected is going to be well ahead of Yo's. But he can't really push now. Hold on, he didn't actually see that Yo's in the middle either. And Yo can see the barracks. Yo can see the outpost. And Yo is up. All right, chat. So, predictions on how many turtle ships we see this game. Give me a number. I'm trying to math out if that dock is going to be up. I think if Yo can make 1, he'll make 1. That's my prediction. I think we see 1. But that's a pretty boring prediction. I think we're going to see war wagons, though, and Sebastian, he just sees the house there. So he's probably thinking, okay, I've got water control. I'm now going to go prevent him from taking anything in the middle, but that's not happening. Sebastian's vills are just walking on by. What in the world? You know what would be great for Sebastian is a transport. If he can get archers to Yo's side, that'd be way better than anything in the middle now. Will he make a transport? Or does he try and walk around? Right? Like walk down near the shoreline and around into Yo's eco. He needs to try something. Yo will see the archers. I think Sebastian's going to try that. And Yo can't quite build a castle yet. And Yo sees the archers are on the way. Yeah, Yo needs to stop this. That's not going to be easy. And no turtle ship in queue for Yo, sadly. Now, Sebastian, if he runs into the TC, this is devastating. Sebastian, careful, 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 careful. Okay, he runs away. And units are going to be walled up. Or sorry, like villagers are going to be walling up. But obviously, Yo does not have many eco workers already. So investing into these walls is really hurting the efficiency of his economy. And that's why he needs to go aggressive. I love that castle spot. So obviously, you know, it probably wasn't said exactly like this, but sometimes people don't like certain maps. Completely fair, right? Like, some people aren't a big fan of gold maps or stone maps. I mean, people have opinions all the time. So naturally, I'm going to hear every single opinion if I'm paying attention. I remember someone was like, oh, Golden Hill, what a stupid map. You just get the middle and it's GG, right? Well, that's not so true. Like here, Yo's going to have the middle. But look at the fishing eco from Sebastian. He's got fishing ships everywhere. And he also is going to have stone walls. So Yo's war wagons might not be able to do much damage here. I think the Bengalis could make some monks to potentially defend from the wagons. And then Yo might feel awfully stuck. What is Yo supposed to do? I think retaking water would be an option, but he doesn't have a dock. This could be tricky for Yo. He's actually going to send his first wagon home. He does see one piece of stonewall, so he must know that Sebastian's defending. Let's see what Sebastian chooses to do now that he's in Castle Age. Drop a monastery. It still has the 2 archers around, by the way. Feels like Imp would be huge here. There's the second TC for Sebastian. Yo's war wagons are going to hit the villagers there, but the villagers can just pull back. I think if Yo could build a tower right here, feels risky because there could be ships, but if he can get a tower forward, it makes things pretty awkward for Sebastian. At least to use the monks, because then the wagons can stick around and attack the house. I think in theory, though, Sebastian could be able to disrupt that or stop that with his ships. Also, there is a villager here building outposts. So there's a villager from Sebastian on the other side. Yo's going to build a dock. Is this for a transport? Dude, you cannot let this happen, Sebastian. Or, hold on. You let it happen, and then you just convert the wagons. So once the wagons are over here, then you snipe the transport so they can't get back, and then you steal the wagons. I think you don't want to give that Yo the chance to make something happen, though. Yeah, or you could convert the transport. But guys, come on, chat. You know better than that. If you convert a transport that has enemy units, you don't delete the transport. That's the worst thing you could do. Well, maybe not the worst. What you do if you convert a transport is you put the transport in the corner. They'll never get the population back. I still wish I was a content creator back then, but I remember a game, I've told this story before, like 2014, 2015. Well, I was a content creator around then, but I just never made a video on it. Someone had 4 transports with 20 population each. They got converted, and the guy who converted them just kept the transports in the corner of the map, and so there was 80 pop from the opponent he could never get access to, because you can't delete units or anything. It was next level. Also, turtle ship hype. Let's go. That was actually pretty cool, because I felt like that was going to be a transport ship. Turtle ship makes a lot of sense. And Yo's on 2 TCs. No, he's going to make a second turtle. I should have known with Yo he was going to make more than one. Yeah, Yo could snipe the fish. Sebastian might need to bring some monks over here to convert. Make a couple more ships. Get the ship upgrades. Like, just invest more into defending this now. Yo's going to be up to 3 turtles here in a second. He mismicroed his turtle there. The war wagons seem to know there's a villa around here, and they're looking for him. The villager's actually on the shoreline right now, so it might be kind of tough to find. And down go the fire galleys for Sebastian. So Sebastian is losing water to the turtles. I think it's valuable, though, that his fish are still working for the most part. He'll lose 3 over here. He'll also lose this Vil. But he does have these fishing ships bringing in some food, so that's nice. And so now Sebastian's going to buy a bunch of food. Yo's gotten up to 3 turtles. And Sebastian's going to click Imp, guys. And he's also dropping a castle. So this is going to be monks. This is going to be trebs for Sebastian. I think he can't click up yet because he's missing a building, actually. So he needs a university or a siege workshop. Yo could transport now because Yo has full water control. Yeah, it should be pretty easy for him to transport. Whether or not that's a good play, we'll see. Yo is 3,000 resources behind in terms of res collected. The Bengalis are absolutely nuts. They're so good if you play this way. And Sebastian's played perfect, and Sebastian will click Imp. Now, if Yo can make this messy, Yo's on 3 TCs. Yo has the middle. Yo's Koreans, like turtle ships, towers. There's so many bonuses that are so good. But he needs a way to defend from the monks and the trebs that will come. This will be full monks from Sebastian, full trebs. I don't think we'll ever see him make a ship again. And there's the transport ship from Yo. Does Sebastian have outposts over here? Well, he's going to make one now. He's been so good with that. Again, the way this happens, okay, is you build these outposts. You think about this when you've probably played a crap ton of games and have been surprised by things. And then afterwards you say, well, I shouldn't have been surprised by that. I just need to fix that problem next. It is clear, because Sebastian's not necessarily a Nomad player. It's clear to me that this all comes from the grind. Also could just be really intelligent thinking. The monks are there, and Yo... Yo is calling the taxi back home. Water taxi returns. Like, I thought we weren't supposed to pick you up for 2 hours. And Yo immediately goes back. And now he's going to switch sides. I wonder if Yo even continues on when he sees the outpost, though. Like, Sebastian sees it. Yeah, if you attack an outpost, you go back. You go back. There's no way he goes forward, man. He knows you're there. Uh-oh, turtle, turtle, turtle. Don't want to lose your turtle. And now the wagons go back again. It's so funny. That's so funny. Most useless transport ever. Here comes Sebastian. He's going to drop a castle there with 1 Vil? Dude, if the turtle ship was there, he could have lost his castle. That's absolutely bonkers. He didn't wait a second. And Yo obviously has to stop this. Sebastian's ready with his monks. He doesn't even have block printing yet. But honestly, with all these monks, he can easily convert everything that's out here. And so Yo has reasons to be scared. Vil count is even. Sebastian's an imp, though. He's adding a 3rd TC. He's got really good economy. And his monks go back for conversions. And Yo is just like, are you kidding me? How is he pushing me with this timing? There's a treb already on the way for Sebastian. Sebastian's castle is going to go up. This is so good. So little hesitation in Sebastian's decisions right now. Look at the micro away from the castle as he goes for more conversions. Sebastian maybe learned the power of the monks in his earlier series against Sorakuma. And he's ready to convert. Now, Korean towers can be really helpful against that. But a turtle ship was converted. And Yo is probably going to lose his castle. So what does Yo have to do? Feels like Yo... Well, he's doing the right things. You drop the towers. And you try and hold a piece of the middle here. And then... if he has the eco for it, I wouldn't actually hate light cav. He does have a lot of food. It feels unnatural for Koreans, but I think dropping some stables to make light cav could maybe make some sense. He's going to drop ranges now, maybe to try skirms or hand cannons. Sebastian is almost out of gold. He's just got 700 gold left there. So he needs the middle right now. He's got tons of food eco coming up. And he has those 4 trebs, so he cannot lose those 4 trebs. Skirm can be quite good against this as well, but you need the numbers. And if you're producing in the middle, you obviously can't lose the middle because you'll lose all that grounds. Yo does have Bodkin. Yo does have access to gold back at home. So if he gets pushed in the middle, since he's been taking the gold in the middle, he still has gold outside. But the trebs are doing work right now for Sebastian. And most of these towers are going down before keep even comes in. And no castle for Yo to make trebs. No castle for Yo to get the unique tech for the tower range, which would make them even stronger against the monks. And Sebastian's bringing everything to the middle he can. Just full-on monks and trebs from Sebastian right now. And these monks just don't care, man. They don't care. Just walking underneath the towers because they're healing the weak monks and converting everything else. Yo is starting to make skirms. This would be the perfect moment for Sebastian to build another castle. Right smack dab in the middle to protect the monks, to protect the trebs. It's critical. Look at this mining camp. The guy's crazy. He just doesn't give a crap with these monks. Bengali monks are crazy. Their armor is something else. He sees the archer ranges there. That'll be his next target. He's converting some vills, converting some wagons. Sebastian, he's not an arena player. What are these monks, dude? Oh, they're the skirms. They're the skirms. Yo was patient with this. He waited till he had a lot of skirms. But 1, 2, 3, 4 will be converted. Castle's going to go up. That's the biggest issue for Yo right now, is that once the castle's up, the skirms all die. And the only way that Yo can push the castle back is bombard cannons. And Sebastian is now getting redemption to convert siege. Think about how these games have went, all the skills that you need, all the different styles we have seen so far. Sebastian, even though he doesn't have the 10+ year experience of Mr. Yo, especially on Nomad maps, he's showing it all today, guys. He could win in every setting, with any civ, with any style, whether it's cav, water, monk. He's just complete so far. And Yo is bringing his best, but he's going to be completely pushed out of the middle here. His towers are going to go down. Maybe he's got a chance with some bombard cannons. But I think there's a lot of time for Sebastian to be able to stabilize this now. A lot of time to think on what to do. So he's got 50 on food. 50 on food. Look at these farms. Hit like 16 on food. And behind all this, he's at 50 now. Down will go the castle there in the middle for Yo. Yo is falling back. But how much longer can Yo actually survive if he is down in the middle? He saves the stone and gold for later. He will make more ranges now to make skirms. But now Sebastian's eco is ready. And stable, 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 stable. He could just go for the light cap switch to completely kill Yo's skirms. Guys, you do not see many players beast Yo, of all people, like this, in settings like this. The job's not done after this for Sebastian. He still has to win at least one more game. But man, is he playing amazing. I feel like, oh, he's going elephants. He's going elite battle elephant. He says, screw your light cap. Why would I save gold? I'll just spend my gold. He's actually losing a couple monks here or there, but monks are healing each other. They've still converted a bunch. Funnily enough, Yo is actually getting faith. I don't think Koreans get heresies. He's getting faith out of that monastery. But here come the Elephantos. And Sebastian says, what's up? What's up, Yo? Say hello to my elephants. How are you supposed to stop that? Not gonna happen, pal. It's not just a couple normal elephants. It's also elite battle elephant. You see that change And you're just like, damn, I'm dead. Or I guess if you're Mr. Yo, you do play on for another couple seconds. He calls the GG. Sebastian's playing like a god. That was so well played. There were a couple things that I think were critical for Sebastian. And I like to reiterate just how easy he has made everything look today. Okay? Very easy to look at this and just say, well, you know, this Civ is OP or something. But it feels like every time he's winning, it's just he does every single thing correct. So first thing was the winning of the water, which is obviously the basic thing because Yo went fast castle, right? But he then hid his fish, which gave him a lot of value, and he snuck the archers. Now, the archer sneak might not seem like a big deal because it didn't kill a ton here. But Yo had 23 villagers at that time and had a really rough economy. And Yo had to wall every area of his eco for 2 archers with no upgrades. So if like 5 to 8 villagers have to invest into walling and get pulled off of tasks when you only have 23 or 24, that's a massive hit to your eco. And obviously behind it, Sebastian's eco is just fantastic this game. He's one of the very best at like eco behind pressure these days. And then the other thing is like obviously the monk control is top tier. The outpost, how many times do you see someone with water control surprise the other guy with the transport or a sneak? Didn't happen. There was no chance. Both of Yo's transports did absolutely nothing. It was just perfect play from Sebastian. And now Yo, he's got to win 3 straight. Otherwise, he is knocked out in the quarterfinals. Sebastian, 42,000 res collected. Just beautiful, beautiful stuff. Yo's got to pick it up. The number 1 pick. He's going to go for Georgians to finish Yo off, people. Here we go. What is Sebastian's plan here? Now, this gets interesting. Both players actually picked Georgians first on their draft. Sebastian, though, he's going for Georgians here, and then Yo is going to save Georgians for later on. Now, if Sebastian loses this game, he just loses with his number 1 pick. Yo still has his number 1 pick. And then things get very interesting. I think this is going to be a good potential game for Yo to bring it back. Most of the gold is in the middle. Most people are not TCing the golds. And Sebastian, he is going to town center the gold here, guys. So Georgians will get a mule cart out of their TC once it's built. You can use it for hunts. You could use it for gold. You can use it for wood. I think he also intentionally built the TC on these 3 trees for 300 wood. Yo, he's Burgundians. And so he's probably just going to go for this crazy food and wood eco. But he does have stone nearby. He actually TCs right on one of the golds on the outside. So this is a really good spot for Yo, in my opinion. It will actually be very tough for Yo to wall. Like, if Yo had a TC here, for example, he could then wall up and have a lot of space. Because he's not in the corner, he will still wall, but he won't have as much space to breathe. Yo is absolutely obsessed with the unique unit for the Burgundians. Like, I think he would love to get a castle here, but we'll see. Yo's also a little unfortunate this boar is behind the wood line. He'll get it, but it's probably easier for him to get this boar instead. So, kind of reminiscent of the Doubt and Leary game, where one player went to the middle, and then the other player stayed on the outside. In that game, Doubt was Bengalis and went for a lot of monks in the middle and used all the golds. I would be surprised if Sebastian does that here. I have not been hugely convinced with the middle plays. Like, when Doubt did it, it made sense because he was utilizing the gold. But when I see things like this, having to walk so far to get things like boars or wood, I'm not actually fully convinced this is great. I mean, we'll keep an eye on the res collected, but there's going to be a lot of walking time here for Sebastian. And then you can be raided. Like, if Yo goes light cav or something, how are you supposed to protect all the wood on the outside and also the gold in the middle? It's going to get really tricky. I don't know. We'll see. I think Yo's got good chances here. I just, overall, have not been hugely convinced with the middle TCs. Unless you're going for monks. Sebastian wanted to use the mule cart on the deer. He then builds a new mule cart on the outside for the wood. Makes sense. But he's now really far from the boars. So Yo's brought in 1 boar. He's going to bring in 2 boars. He's going to bring in a 3rd. So he gets 3 boars. Plus whatever sheep he could find. And then Sebastian... Well, he could bring in some boars as well. So boars could be a solid option. Ashi12 in chat says, Hola, everyone. I am noob. Why no pro pick Franks? Ashi, good question. Franks are just not great for these types of maps. You'll see Franks picked for other maps, but Franks are not great for Nomad or for maps that have decent amounts of water. So that would probably be the answer. It maybe gets a little bit more detailed than that, because there are also decent counters to Franks these days, but I think the main thing just has to do with the maps. Hilly Billy says, always just watch on YouTube Extras. Here to say hi. What's up? Salutes in chat, please, for Hilly Billy. Welcome. Made it live. What is Sebastian's plan here? More to wood makes me think he's going to want to spend some wood sooner rather than later. Or fast castle. Oh, man. Yo and Sebastian are fighting over these geese. And Yo wanted to steal those. And Yo's just like, I don't have time for that. So I'm just going to leave you now. Just let him take the geese. Tortoise says T90 aren't Burgundians as awful for Nomad as Franks. Well, for Nomad, yeah, but this is also a bit different. Again, like the whole map pool is actually pretty diverse. I think what Burgundians can do that Franks can't do is they could boom in Dark Age. So already Yo's got the wood upgrade. And then you can play into castle drop. Like Franks have the cheap castles, but you can't actually use throwing axemen that effectively. I think Yo's plan is to use this stone. And the unique unit's really strong, so. Again, it depends. There's a lot of, things. I was just trying to give a basic answer. There's obviously more reasons as you go along. But yeah, I mean, Yo has no problem staying in Dark Age for a while longer here. He has all the boar meat. He'll have horse color in Dark Age. This is the Burgundian dream. I feel like Sebastian... He's going to have his work cut out for him here, honestly. I'm trying to think of the other maps. So we have Mired, right? We have Houseboat. Am I missing one? Or are those the only maps remaining? I guess this is game number 5. So those would be the 2 final maps. Yo's probably going to go... I could go Mayans on Houseboat or Mayans on Mired. And then I forget Yo's other civs. Georgians are probably more of a Houseboat civ for Sebastian. But also could be for Mired. And then I'm forgetting some of the other civs there as well. Sebastian's going to click up right now. He's going to click up. I think this is fast castle. It would be way too late for feudal age pressure. And he did prove me wrong a little bit. He did a really good job bringing in the boars. I thought being in the middle would only lead to you getting 1 or 2 boars. I think he's going to end up getting like 3 or 4. Did Sebastian forget a building? Oh, he forgot a building. Oh, that's so unnatural, right? Because non-mule cart civs, you would have had a lumber camp and a mill already, but he had 2 mule carts, so he didn't have a second type of building to click up. So he actually had to build the mill. Wow, and now he's bringing in another boar. So he's bringing in another boar, and he's on stone. So he's going to go for Manaspa. How many times have you guys seen Manaspa versus Coustilier? I don't know if I've ever seen it. In a 1v1? Here comes Yo. He sees the boar in the fog. He's going to try and block this, but now he knows about the TC. And that was actually well played from Yo. He doesn't lose the horse. It makes life a little bit difficult for Sebastian, but Sebastian's done a good job here. He's got 8 geese around. That's 800 food. He's still taking the hunt. He's on gold. Yo will be up a little bit faster. And Yo's not on stone. This is going to be a light cav approach. This has been a tournament of upsets. The first seed's already out. The third seed's already out. I actually think there are very good odds the second seed, Viper, could be out against ACCM in the next series, but Obviously, we'll have to see how that goes. Sebastian is the 4 seed. So he is 1 seed higher than Yo, but Yo is just so well known for his Nomad. And it's very rare that Yo doesn't make it into the top 4 in an event. Losing to Sebastian, being out in the top 8 wouldn't be the craziest thing ever. Especially with how good Sebastian's playing, but still. Yeah, we've got Viper ACCM next, guys. So 2 sets today, 2 sets tomorrow. Morville's leaving the middle to head over for more stone. So Sebastian can get enough to build the castle in the middle. So gold in the middle is what Yo is going to need. Because he only has 500 gold remaining from this tile. I mean, this tile's crazy good. Crazy, crazy good. The farming eco is also really good. Sebastian might have the geese or whatever, and the hunt. But eventually you need farms, right? And Yo's farms are going to last forever. The cheap stable upgrades as well if you're Yo. So light cav feels pretty realistic. Sebastian's horse does scout that, though. So he knows that Yo's likely going to add a couple scouts. Yeah, there's a lot of people here who didn't see the Nikov Hera set 2 days ago. Guys, I mean, how dare you? What are you working? You doing other things in life? How dare you, first off. But second, find the time. I mean, the games were just incredible. I know there's a lot of things happening all the time, so it's really hard to see every game. But the round of 16 has been so good. These villagers are protected. I guess these vills, once he gets the stone for the castle, they could just go to something else and wall up. There's no market for Sebastian. Yo is just killing deer with spearmen right now. Do you need to be a little careful here if you're Sebastian, though? Because you know your opponent's going to have some scouts out. Yo does know that stone is back there. But he didn't scout. He didn't see the vills are on it yet. He sees the vills. I'm surprised Sebastian is here. He knew there would be scouts. But he does have a spear around, and there he is with that castle. So Yo's going to have a crazy strong economy. Again, still surprised Sebastian is here, but he's comfortable. He's relaxed. Yeah, Yo's just going to fight off the spear. Sebastian's going to click away. Sebastian can always just garrison the TC. And in the end, Sebastian's castle is going to go up. Okay, but now it's really important to know what happens with these vills. Because that is actually the area Yo could pressure the most. Yo comes to the middle now. Yo having the time will drop a TC here. We have a banger on our hands here. This is completely wide open, in my opinion. Sebastian should know that Yo is going to come hunting for these vills. And now he's dropping a TC back here. Fortified churches, they add to the work rate of your eco in the surrounding area. So that church actually affects all of this eco, which is pretty sick. And then he might build one in the middle, too, next to all the gold. Monk is out for Yo. Oh, my God! Dude, this is what people are talking about with Yo, by the way. Remember game 1 where he somehow didn't lose a unit? And right there, Yo somehow gets a super fast conversion. Felt like Sebastian clicked away right when he needed to. That was a big moment, too, because it got immediate value from the monk. Yo now can move out. He doesn't have to worry. He can snag that relic. He might snag another relic. And Sebastian is going to have his mind split a little bit. His focus split. He's going to try and convert the Manaspa back. Yo clicks away. Yo deletes it. That's a good delete there from Yo. Just in case. At the end of the day, he ended up killing that Manaspa and kills the monk in the process. Like I said, I think Yo's buildup and delaying the castle is way better for your economy. Now, he doesn't have Bosal yet. He also doesn't have the middle protected with the castle. There's a lot of work he's going to need to do here. But if Yo can get some vills onto stone soon, which I think he might do, this could be really solid. But Yo's monk control is so critical. Because the monks need to convert those Manaspa. Sebastian grabs a relic. Sebastian also escorting his monks around. He'll maybe get this relic as well. Also sees this relic. That's pretty crazy scouting from him. And then Yo also knows about most of these relics. His monk is actually on the way here. So that relic will disappear. And so it's 2 TCs for Sebastian. No villagers on stone. And it is 3 TCs for Yo. And starting to put some vills on stone. I prefer Yo's position. Sebastian immediately noticed that relic was gone on the minimap. And boop. That should be a dead monk. I almost thought he was going to get lucky there again. And Sebastian just noticed that horse saw him. And both players are playing so good, man. Yo was using the horse to look around, saw the monk. That's going to be a dead monk as well. Easy snipe. And Yo should also know that this relic is gone, so he might bring the scouts back for that as well. But Vil lead for Yo. Still no sign that there's going to be a castle or anything for Sebastian. It's going to be heavy army. And there's Sebastian loses a Vil. That's the first Vil that went down this game. Yo is looking good. Yo is looking really good. As long as he doesn't lose access to gold in the middle, as long as he can get his own castle up there, I like his chances. He'll snipe another Vil now. Sebastian's quick wall attempt gets denied. Think about how difficult this is for Sebastian compared to Yo. Yo's got the walls for these 2 TCs. This is vulnerable, but then he just sits here with the monks. He gets 1. I think he gets 2 conversions. I couldn't really tell. Yeah, it looks like 2. Okay, so he does lose the monks, which isn't ideal. And Sebastian's going to pull back, and Sebastian's getting devotion now, so it'll be harder for Yo to rely on monks. This is where the game gets decided. This moment right here, over the next couple minutes, can Yo actually secure this gold before he gets pushed massively? Sebastian trying to save his monks. Remember, Georgian Cav heals over time, and then you also have the monks in the mix as well. There's 2 churches here from Sebastian, so he might actually make his own monks. We might see Atonement come in. It was really heavy on this stone. I've noticed with the pressure of everything, Yo has gotten housed a bunch. It's not the first time I've seen him get housed. He's got his units in queue, but he just doesn't have the pop space. This TC for Sebastian will take some time, but that'll go up. Raids from Yo with the Manaspa he converted. Still wondering if we're going to see Atonement from Sebastian. It kind of makes sense if all Yo is defending with his monks. He's making a lot of monks as well. 2 relics for both. Manaspa gets converted back. TC will be up near stone, but Sebastian's not even mining anything yet, so he's not going to have another castle anytime soon. This could go either way. Yo, we'll see the Manaspa there. Go for the conversion. I'm pretty certain we're going to see Atonement fly in at any moment. Sebastian should know. Bloodlines now for the Manaspa. They're only 70 HP without Bloodlines. It's not great. If Yo drops his castle right now in the middle and makes sure it's walled up, it will probably go up. Yo clicks up to Imp. He might not have a TC in the middle for much longer. The Manaspa will dive. Scouts from Yo will kill off a couple monks. This is pretty good for Yo. He does actually lose his scouts to the conversions, though. Holy monks. Manaspa might switch back. It does switch back. Yo only has 5 monks. This is where if Sebastian had been on stone and he just dropped the castle right now, Yo's in big trouble, but Yo's going to drop the castle. You could tell he was worried this could be denied based on how he placed this. Quick walls from Yo. Oh god, the Manaspa come through. Quick walls from Yo. Can he get all the walls down? He does. So he could easily house wall that on the other side. The castle will go up. And Sebastian is nowhere near in. So the Manaspa, like, what do they accomplish now? There's monks out that can always convert them. You'd almost want the Manaspa to rate out here, right? The sides. Especially with Yo expanding out here. Yo going for that TC is a little surprising to me. Seems like Sebastian's thinking the same thing. He's got town centers all over the outside now. So he's on 4 TCs. But he can't push the middle anymore. He can't keep Yo off of gold. Look at Yo right now. He doesn't see the Manaspa. He's thinking about where he's vulnerable. Now he sees them. He needs to make sure he's walled. And honestly, stone walls behind the stable might be needed. That's a lot of Manaspa. But he's repairing. There's a lot of monks. Sebastian has to run away. Sebastian is going to stay in Castle Age here, guys. He is just going to spam Manaspa in Castle. He can never go imp from here. Yo is on the brink of defeat. If he loses this, he is out. Can he keep it together here? Oh, Sebastian's going to go in. He'll kill a lot of monks. Yo does get the conversions, but I'm not sure that was necessarily good enough. He does get 3, actually. Hold on. This could be fine for Yo. Because he will also kill all the monks with some light cav here, I think. Panic walls from Yo. He gets the walls down. Light cav come over from Yo. The monks will go down for Sebastian. Sebastian still is not clicked up. Army count is pretty similar. Yo is making trebs. And Sebastian cannot break Yo's defenses right now. Yo, you've got a wall in that treb. That treb needs a gate in front of it. And whatever else you need. But you cannot allow that treb to be sniped by Manaspa right now. Oh, no! Yo clicked repair and the gate opened! The villager stood underneath the gate to repair. Which has got to be infuriating for Yo. So now there's Manaspa in his eco. He still has monks around, though. He's still got 2 targeted. So he'll get the conversions, but he loses the monks. He's focused on the middle. He's probably waiting for Manaspa or Lycav to dive. There is a castle here from Sebastian. Yo has nothing to really stop that. The Manaspa are still raiding him. He's got bunch of vital time. This is super messy for Yo. His eco is in a really rough spot. And the Manaspa could still break through here. But now Yo is dropping another castle. It's a castle to protect his trebs. And Yo is coming this way to deny this castle. I don't think he can. There's actually 2 golds here and a stone for Sebastian. But Sebastian's castle is going to fall. Yo will have 2 castles in the middle. Oh, and Yo is also killing a bunch of villagers here too. There haven't been many villagers that have died in this game, but it's been about the efficiency. And it's fairly inefficient for Yo, but he's getting good conversions. There's a lot of units he converted over here. And he's got the 2 castles in the middle. I think Yo's been a little unsure in if he should make Manaspa because of the amount of... Or not Manaspa, sorry. Custilier because of the amount of monks. But now that you've got these 2 castles as well, I wouldn't hate that. Yo needs to... The only way Yo loses this game now is if he loses the starting eco. If this area is protected, he will likely win because everything Sebastian has in the middle is going to go down. And obviously on the flip side, Sebastian, he has to plan for life without the middle, and he's got to raid Yo to death here right now because he can't fight the middle. He's going to get absolutely massacred here. The Light Cav in front this time. There for the monks. Yo's going to notice that, but he'll lose his monks. This will be frustrating for Yo. It's also overchopped. Sebastian is imping, not with the middle TC. One of the outer TCs, so he'll probably make it there. Yo is clicked Halb. We've seen this before with the Georgians, right? So it's like expected they're going to make tons of Cav. And Halb bonus damage against Cav is so strong. Be the same with camels, of course. In other matchups. Guys, this was Sebastian's #1 Civ pick. Yo's got some home maps remaining. Yo could be in a really good spot here to come back in the series. He'll complete the Halb upgrade. He will lose a Treb. But Sebastian won't be able to make many more Manaspa here. He's sacrificing everything he can to take the Trebs. He had to, though. He will take it. He will keep his castle up. Here he drops another castle, but Sebastian, who started with the gold, who TC'd the middle gold, is going to lose the middle gold. And he's still just got to keep raiding Yo on the outside. This is crazy stuff, man. Like, these villagers are probably going to go down for Yo. And Sebastian had... It's not like he only had gold in the middle. He had 13 farms here. I don't think Sebastian has an easy answer to the house. Halb and Monk now. It's not just monks from Yo. Whereas before, you could see the light cap swoop in to kill monks. Or Trebs or something. Now, Georgians do get hand cannon after chemistry. So he's getting chemistry. But I think Georgians get hand cannon, but they don't get bomber cannon, right? Yeah. Okay. Yo. 40 army lead. And yeah, you could just tell he's so done with these raids. I love this castle. There's obviously a strong argument to be made to make another castle in the middle. But you already have full control of the middle. You can see it. What you don't want is to be raided to death out here. So I think that's a really good castle. And then 4 Trebs already for Yo. He will definitely take this castle down from Sebastian. And Sebastian has 1 relic. He's got 1 relic. He's got some gold somewhere. Like, maybe he's got access to 1,000 gold on the outside, but he can't raid Yo anymore. He can't protect his eco and even his buildings here in the north. And if we're comparing gunpowder, Burgundians actually have the better gunpowder. Sebastian actually deleted all of his units there because Yo was on top of him with conversions. Yo was like, hold on with this Sebastian hype. Settle down. I am Mr. Yo, and I am not going away quietly. Look at this, too. These vills have been sitting in this TC idle. And he just hops out, builds a castle, and will take down all the ranges. That's so brutal for Sebastian. To have to build 6 more archer ranges elsewhere on the map right now, when you needed a foothold somewhere, is so rough. He's going to lose every range. He will probably kill a lot of Halbs, because he does have some hand cannons out, but he's going to lose the position. Yo can start to raid now. Sebastian dropping castles. He does have an amazing setup. It's really impressive how Sebastian's been able to recover his economy. But with no golds, how are you supposed to fight back with hand cannons here? God, man, monks have been insane in this series. The previous game for Sebastian, but now Yo as well. Like, Yo has had so many critical conversions this game. Yo never loses from here. This castle's perfect. There's actually a sneak range here from Sebastian. Sebastian's been everywhere. Found every single gold, it seems. But yeah, if Yo ever finds this, Yo will deal with that. Yo's got a castle in the north. He's got a castle at home. He's got 2 castles in the middle. And Sebastian taps out. And Yo is not done yet in this quarterfinal. Let's go. The score 3-2. And so you compare the approaches. They both went fast castle. One player had the gold in the middle. One player did not. And then one player went for the boom approach. One player went for the unique units. And for as strong as Manaspa can be, for all the complaints you've seen over the months that they've been in the game, the Manaspas just got converted. Or at least Sebastian didn't get enough value with his Manaspa. He did get some raids in, but Yo just kind of played perfectly. And the one thing I really would have suggested to Sebastian, the one thing I would have changed is atonement. So I want to go back to like right here. Now, I could be wrong. I don't think this necessarily changes a lot. Yo's already on the way to Imp. But I think if you've got 7 monks and your opponent just has 3 scouts that aren't even like have. Oh, wait. Someone's saying there is no atonement for Georgians? Hold on. Oh, there's no atonement for Georgians. Well, that explains it. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I assumed. Okay, Sebastian did everything he could. I'm sorry. My bad. Awkward. Sorry, we had an arena player in my chat freaking out. He was losing his mind that I kept saying that. I'm sorry. I got that one wrong. Good KD there from Yo. Amazing boom there from Yo. Yeah, usually I've seen that if you TC the middle, you could just be picked apart elsewhere. And that's exactly what Yo did. Game number 6. Yo needs to win. Otherwise, He's in big trouble here. Sebastian's playing as the Goths. Wow, look at this. Sebastian actually town centering immediately. He didn't even TC the wood. Most people are doing what Yo is doing and getting to the wood line. Yo has gone for the Georgians, his number 1 pick. Sebastian's gone for the Goths. Now, the Goths get loom instantly. They gather more from hunt. And they also kill the hunt faster. So I think Sebastian's just trying to get as close to the boars as possible. And he will eventually build a lumber camp, which Yo won't really have to do. Actually, Yo gets the mule cart as well, which is really solid. This is maybe a little early. But what happened to Sebastian in the previous game where he forgot to make a mill? I wonder if that happens to Yo here. Could easily see that happening because you're going to have so many boars and you already have the mule cart. There's not really a big need for the mill. Okay, here comes the Vils. Sebastian's going to get loom right away. Why did you queue loom, my friend? It's instant. I assume that was a misclick. He does kill the boar pretty fast anyways, but if he loses this Vil, it'll be very sad times. Okay, there's loom. He gets his first boar. So chat, how many villagers will die in the Dark Age this game? In some ways, you should probably guess less than you normally do because there's Goths out here. But yes, Sebastian's bringing 3 Vils. This is what I talked about right before we went in. Guys, if you bring enough Vils with the Goths, you can actually just kill them out here. Like, they just die and they can't be brought in. I think it was Classic Bro who did that in the early round. I don't actually think he's going to steal them all. I think he just wants to kill them and block with the horse. This is insane. Only the Goths could do this. Yo is not going to be able to take any of his boars. Unless he brings a mule cart, funnily enough. He does have a mule cart here. So if Yo had any other civ, this would be horrible. He could actually still go take the meat. It will still rot away ever so slowly. I think Yo has to go use his mule cart. Honestly. And now Sebastian, he had his first boar. We now have a pause. And, I mean, this is a pause at a moment that almost makes me think Yo wants to dive into the rule book to see, is this allowed? You know, I don't really know. I'll let the admins deal with that. But that is something I saw in Classic Pro Series 2 weeks ago. And it is something that only the Goths can really do. I mean, you're supposed to have 5 boars on either side. Usually you're just fighting over bringing them back to the TC. But Sebastian was the man with the plan. And this is going to be awkward for Yo. I think you could always take the hunts. You could always take the berries. But you probably need more boars. So I think Yo has to come to the middle. And he has to take these boars right now. And by the way, the rule is any laming is possible after the TCs are up. It doesn't matter what it is. You could Vil Rush, you could quick wall in stuff, you could TC drop. Once the TCs are up, anything goes, and the gloves are off, so. Sato says he 100% knows it's allowed, otherwise he wouldn't pick Georgians here. Well, I'm just hoping there's no issue here, obviously. I'm looking at the maps. Everything seems fine with the maps. It's not like there's any resources missing. There's stone, there's gold around, there's berries, there's deer. Obviously, Sebastian is further from it. So, that just because he TC'd this way, so. I think I need to check. This is always, it's such a fun time as a tournament host. Now I'm just sitting here nervous. I can't even enjoy the game.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. They're back in the game. They're back. We were right. Yo said, isn't it against the rule? Question mark. Sebastian says, I think not. Yo said, let me check. Sebastian says, pretty sure you can lame after TCs are up, but let's check. And they checked, and they're back. So, yeah, like I said, we haven't seen this at this level yet. It was early rounds. I saw it one other time. But Yo checked the rule, and he's probably wishing he would have brought in more boars. And this really sets Yo back. But if he was any other civ, he's dead. Like, Georgians actually might save him here, guys. Yo also doesn't have loom yet. Oh, man. Yo doesn't have loom. Now, Sebastian has a decision to make because Sebastian isn't going to want these boars to eat the food. But he also needs to take his own boars. And I think trying to rush down those vills might make things messy for yourself. You might lose vills. So you might just have to accept that he can eat the boars anyways. I mean, again, guys, if Yo played Georgians in the previous game and won, and he had any other civ here, this would have been a problem. The mule cart saves him so bad, or so much. This is fine for Yo. He's still got 800 food here. Yo's like, thanks, bro. This is easier for me. This is actually better for Yo than it would have been. Because, by the way, you can't build in the middle here. So, if it wasn't Armenians or Georgians, you couldn't just mill the middle. And so you would just be walking back and forth. Sebastian's probably just like, okay. And now this game goes on. Reds collected should be pretty close. One more Vil for Sebastian, mainly because he researched Loom already. Well, so quickly. And from here, we'll see the rest of the game play out. Sebastian's horse to try and scout to see what Yo is doing. And Yo is starting to go for some crazy walls here. So he'll wall this up. He'll wall this here as well. And Yo also could just take this boar to his mule cart because the people are waiting. And yeah, I think Yo realized, okay, he spotted me. Let's just go back home. Now, res collected difference is really tricky because of how much the Vils are holding. Sebastian is holding 300 food right now, so you really only get to see the res collected difference in its honest state until after all the boars are finished. I think it'll be pretty close, though. And I really like the approach from Yo because he's now... He knows that the Goths probably are going to try and make it messy. And so he's just walling up. He used his horse to scout the back of his base. And so back here will be stone. Back here will be golds. Back here is berries. And I don't know, like, is a fast castle doable here? I kind of feel like a scout build or archer build would make more sense. But here he goes. And he's even going to roll his mule cart this way. And if he's lucky, he'll actually find the deer as well. Now Sebastian hasn't really scouted his opponent much. So he doesn't know what his opponent's doing, but he's also walling up. Every time I see Mired in a tournament, the early rounds are super crazy. And then the later the stages go, players always do this. They wall up, they play safe. And we even see, like... We typically see a lot of scout openings, but we do see fast castles from time to time. So Sebastian will finish his boar. And then I think is when the res collected is actually at its most clear state, I guess. But I think Yo can do this. I mean, this is Georgians we're talking about. This is Yo we're talking about. He clicks up. We'll see what his build will be. Certainly we'll have the hunt out here for a while. We'll head over to gold now. Sebastian with some Vils over to gold, and he's also going to go for more hunt. But Sebastian, what, 200 more resources collected? But there's not a lot, there's not a big difference in that. And oh, the horse goes down! That's actually huge, because now Sebastian doesn't get to know what Yo has done here, and what Yo has safe, and what Yo is planning on. And Yo has his horse, and so he can take a look around and start to make decisions based on what he sees. So he sees all the hunt. It's like, all right. And then honestly, he could come down here and see. But this is a fast castle from Sebastian. Why does this feel like this is going to be cav archers versus Sebastian? Well, it's not going to be because he doesn't have a barracks yet. So I guess if anything, this might just be a boom. For Yo, he's lacking the food compared to Sebastian. But maybe he goes for a market with a stable? Uses the market to balance some things. Okay, there's the range. Well, these vills have 60 food. These vills have some food. I think I'll have to idle a little bit. But yeah, this is cav archers for Yo. And now Sebastian will build his barracks. So I think he was late on the barracks. I think he wants cav archers. It just feels like a cav archer opening. Because they're walled. Never mind. I don't know anything. He's going for the stable. Yeah, so this is just going to be scouts. Scout the map, adapt, and Yo will go cav archers. Also, these 4 vills can also be sneaky. Like, you can go anywhere you want with these vills because there's no horse. Now, you have to know that your opponent's going to add scouts, of course. Once the scout is out there, those villagers probably want to hide. But if Yo wants to build a sneak base somewhere, he could easily do that with those vills. I still think the smart play is probably to just bring them home because they might get spotted and then you lose 4 vills. But yeah. Is absolutely wild to me how Sebastian had this epic strat with the Goths and it didn't work really all that well because he was up against Georgians. Like, we have so rarely seen Georgians played here. Even Sebastian played Georgians on another map. Georgians absolutely saved him. And Yo was still worried too. Like, Yo still wanted clarification on the rule. He still went to the rule book mid-game. Sebastian, I'm sure, knew, like, obviously that it was allowed. But he was nice about it. Letting Yo look through the rules. But, yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Also, no stone in here for Sebastian. So if he wants to get to Huskarls at any point, that's going to be really tricky for him. His stone is actually not in his walls and is outside the walls on both sides. Gauss's warlords had different rules for this strategy. Ah, okay. That makes more sense. So yeah, if another tournament with Meyer didn't allow that, maybe Yo just thought that it was the same. Interesting. I don't remember any warlords games with that. Gauss said the rule was if you lamed the boars, you had to get 35 food from it. Oh yeah, the weird, like, specific nomad rule. We didn't want, like, super specific rules that come down to certain seconds or, like, amounts of food. It's really hard for a player to calculate, so. And true spirit of nomad is go for the kill, right? Make it happen. 2 TCs now for Sebastian. He does see cav archers now for the first time. I don't think he knew this was coming otherwise. So far, Yo isn't accomplishing much. But if Yo comes forward with siege, it could get interesting. Goths can't stonewall. Sebastian's going to house wall the most vulnerable areas. Sebastian's kind of okay right here. As long as he gets some of his own siege out. A bit tricky to get siege out. Someone says, why is everyone playing cav archers these days? This is the first time I've seen cav archer the entire series, man. So I wouldn't say that cav archers have necessarily dominated the meta in this tournament. On Arabia, it's a different story. But that's a whole nother conversation. We'll have relics coming in for Yo. He's dropping a second TC behind this now. And Yo's cav archers, they're holding map control, which obviously bodes well for him. But they haven't really broken Sebastian yet. And this is where MBL would have gone forward siege workshop the second he saw walls. And there goes Yo. MBL obviously out of the tournament. Great player. Was super close to beating Viper. Viper will be playing up against ACCM after this, by the way. ACCM's been an absolute beast. I think that series will be close. All the sets should be really close. And I said, when I watched Viper play against MBL, he looked a bit vulnerable. 1 or 2 games where he looked unstoppable, but then, I mean, obviously a lot of this comes back to his opponent MBL playing really good this tournament, but it was a bit shaky at times for the Viper. And ACCM strategies just look ridiculous. Cav Archers on the way. Now the Cav Archers do regenerate as well with the Georgians. So it's not just their knights. So even if you take some damage, as long as the unit doesn't die, it'll be full HP again. Only 2 TCs for Yo, but he has the enhanced work rate because of the fortified churches. So he's down a couple vills, but this is still fine. Really think, like, for the Goths to have a complete composition, they really need to have stone. And right now, Sebastian cannot get access to that stone. He really needs to get out there. The only way he can do that, is with really good micro. And Yo gets the better of the engagement there. That is really good for Mr. Yo. Mr. freaking Yo. Mr. Inevitable. Down 3-1. Could have easily fallen apart. Could have easily got tilted after the rule situation, maybe. I don't know. After the opening here from Sebastian, but it's looking good. Could easily turn around fast, though. That Yo will take that. It's a 1-for-1 with the mangonels there. Oh, and he dodges here as well. And Yo's going to lose that one, and Sebastian gets the repairs. Sebastian holding on very well. Nice. Well played, sorry. And very nicely done from Sebastian. Okay, so with that market going up, I'm pretty certain that Yo or Sebastian is going to try and squeeze some TCs up here on the stone. Because his eco doesn't really need to be balanced by a market right now. This, to me, just feels like he wants that 4th TC and he wants to buy the stone. But he needs to kill this Cav Archer first. Once this Cav Archer is gone, maybe he could justify it. Both of Yo's outposts get shot down, so he doesn't have the same vision now. So just a little harder for him to get the good engagements against Sebastian. Yeah, if that Cav Archer dies, the vills go out to that stone. 100%. Yo, 3 TCs now. Might even see a 4th. 2 relics. About to be the 3rd relic. Situation's pretty good here. I mean, Cav Archer's probably not a unit you want long-term, but Yo didn't even get Bodkin for this, so it's not like Yo is really committed. Yo probably knows that the chances are slim he breaks Sebastian here. Sebastian's too good for that. So he's just trying to do his best to pressure and hold that map control. And Sebastian slowly moving out towards the stone. He's going to make a knight or 2. He doesn't actually see many monks here, though. Yo is getting the relics. Oh, there's actually a scout there. Yo saw that. Lots of houses going down for Sebastian. 3 knights for Sebastian. Wow. Yeah, so he's trying to clear up the push. He's not just trying to kill one Cav Archer with that. Yo's Cav Archer did see the flag on the stable. Oh! What a crazy shot. What crazy micro here from both. Both kind of have hills to work with. Yo gets smashed. Sebastian gets smashed. CA get hit. This would be the time for the knights. There's a knight from Yo, though. Still no knights from Sebastian. Still being really patient. And Yo's going to dive deep. Knights get through. CA get through. But now the knights are here. And Yo doesn't have his monks. Yo doesn't have his monks. Just 2 monks. And this is completely fine for Yo. And Sebastian repairs his mangonel. Yo will lose every single mangonel in his push. Well played from Sebastian. Yo's still completely fine. But he's not going to kill Sebastian now, which is what he wanted to do at this position. Beautiful attack ground from Sebastian. Wow. And remember, no bodkin arrow for the Cav Archers. It's just waiting. Like, can Sebastian get to that stone? He's running out of space here, guys. He has lots of farms, but he's got 35 on gold. And there goes the knight for that Cav Archer, finally. Yo might think he has bodkin arrow right now. Boom! Because he's taken a lot of... He hasn't taken many normal engagements. Yeah, there we go. Cav Archer's down. This would be jailbreak time for that TC. There we go. TC the stone. Start to expand. Yo is going to drop a castle. He's bringing Vills forward. He is getting Bodkin, but yo, you can't build a castle anywhere near these mangonels, surely. That's too risky. A safe castle on the hill, I don't mind. But a forward castle could be devastating. Sebastian needs all of his army together to stop it, of course. Yo wants a castle forward. He's going to drop it there. Now, that's interesting because it's so difficult for Sebastian to get there immediately. It feels like it's just calculated enough where this could maybe complete. I think it will complete. Nice micro there from both, but Yo kills the monks. Yeah, Yo's castle will go up. What a castle. That castle's crazy good. Because if it was forward, where the knights just were, it wouldn't go up. He loses, what, 1 Vil? And now the castle will kill both the mangonels. Oh, that's so good. That is such a good castle from Yo. That is the perfect castle. It's on the TC. He now has cav archers for pikes and Manaspa for anything else. And Sebastian now is just... Now he's got to defend this little area because Yo can always run past that TC. And it's just a massive pain. Mr. Yo. He's so good. The longer the series goes, he just gets better and better. And that stone we talked about earlier was such a big deal, right? Because there's no threat of Huskarls now against the CA because Sebastian couldn't get to the stone. And even if, I mean, Manaspa and cav archers combined can probably kill the Huskarls and pikes. I'd say in Imp, that's a little bit of a different situation if everything's fully upgraded, but... Yo's going to go for another one. This is what I thought he was going to do the first time, and I thought that was crazy. I'm inclined to think this is pretty crazy as well, Mr. Yo. But he'll dive with the Manaspa. He'll take the Mangonel. He can take the next Mangonel. The castle's on the way up. Yo's micro is perfect. Sebastian needs to build his own castle or something. Everything's falling apart for Sebastian, and no! Sebastian! Man, so many people were saying this was over, this series. But his castle's gonna be denied. We will go to a Game 7. And it's just a complete disaster for Sebastian and a masterclass from Yo. That castle will not go up. We get our Game 7 and Mr. Yo wins it. Crazy stuff, man. It's wild to me that we actually had that pause because Yo was so concerned about the boars. Now, I think we cleared that up. There was another tournament that had mired where that particular thing wasn't allowed. The mule card saved him. He adapted to it very nicely. And just all of Castle Age, he had just enough pressure. I think Sebastian will be a little frustrated that maybe he didn't have a stone generate in this corner. You never really know what you're going to get with the stones. They do spawn everywhere. There was a stone here and a stone here. And, yeah, just a crazy game from Yo. I mean, it just never felt like he was going to lose this one. He got the relics behind it all. He was super smooth, super comfortable, super in control. And we will get that Game 7. And, guys, Game 7 is on Houseboat. Let's freaking go. Houseboat of all maps for game number 7. You can't make it up. Game 7, we have Sebastian in the blue. He's playing as the Malay. Then we have Yo playing as the Mayans. I'll start with Yo real quick. So the Mayans get the additional Vil, and you're not immediately housed like you would be on a normal start, because Houseboat, you start with the house. So that means you're up a villager from the jump, which gives you a fantastic eco. From there, there's a lot of positives for Mayans, because this can be quite a boomy map, and they're one of the best civs if they can boom up. Yo could dominate with his plumed archers. Yo could dominate with the eagles. There's lots of potential there. Now, Malay, they advance faster to the next stage. They've got crazy good fishing ships. And they've got the better navy. And I think probably expect Sebastian to try and force the issue with timings. So, move forward. Drop some docks. Go for some fires. Go for some demos. But every time I've seen Yo play this map, he's been up against someone who's tried that against him. In the previous round, he was up against Sito. And Sito came forward, and then he defended from it. And the critical thing that Yo did that I need to talk about now is he defended from it, and then he counter-docked. He walked around with Vils, and he just built a dock on the other player's water. And I think what Sato had done in that game, Sato, if you're watching, sorry to bring it up, but Sato tried to go archers, and he just simply ran into walls. I really think archers are a thing for Castle Age, but the best form of counterattacking on Houseboat is honestly just sending villagers forward to dock yourself. Houseboat games have been remarkably close. I think the first tournament that we had brought... Well, okay. Backing up, if you really look in the past of Age of Empires 2, there were some tournaments with Houseboat, maybe in like 2012, 2013. It is a very old map. But in terms of current era, the Definitive Edition, the first Wandering Warriors Cup in 2021 was the first time Houseboat was in a tournament. And we thought it would be wacky. We thought it would be crazy. We did not realize just how well balanced it would be and how good and competitive the games would actually be. It's the perfect map for game number 7. It has produced some really good games, both in Wandering Warriors Cup 1 and now in the second. So, and also I think we had it in Titans League Season 1. I remember a game, it was Veleza-Vinchester. Veleza-Vinchester, I think Titans League Season 1 Finals. Anyways, I think it was the same matchup. I think it was Mayans Malay. It was ridiculous. Yo has found some of the additional buffalo around the map. And when you start to run out of the shorefish around the TC, you want to bring in some food for those villagers underneath so you can work right away. And Sebastian just found the water. And so, like, this is just asking for a forward dock, I feel. You were just right next to the opponent here. Yeah, I think optimal AoE on Houseboat is maybe you play the defensive play, but sometimes things aren't optimal in tournaments. And demos don't really account for optimal. Demos, you create a mistake, one big boom changes the game. I don't know. I think when the nerves are high, I think when things get crazy, I kind of like the forward dock approach. Even if your opponent defends from it, they just produce ships that they can't use any other time. So, I personally wouldn't mind that too much. Yo's going for the big walls right now. Big walls between the wood line. Did scout all this, so I think he'll wall the whole way out there. And then maybe he'll wall to the shoreline. But he doesn't have the front of his map scouted. So if Sebastian sends villagers forward, Sebastian could be there in a heartbeat. Yo clicks up to feudal age faster. Second lumber camp for him. Usually we see a couple of vills go to gold now, just in case they need to make some fires or something. And Sebastian sending vills to gold. Sebastian's clicked up. And this would be where I would expect the vills to go forward. If he's going to, this would be the time. Otherwise, we might see a defensive dock from Sebastian. Mining camp. More vills to wood. Yeah, this is definitely some type of dock play. Yo is going for walls. Yo is kind of late to golds. Yo's obviously up against the Malay here. So I think he's just expecting the pressure. No second dock yet. He's adding a 5th fishing ship. Yeah, he's going for the greed. And now here comes the villagers from Sebastian. Okay. So, Sebastian can kill this eagle unless Yo transports it away. But Yo is always keeping his scout active on the front. Okay, so that scout is going to kill that. House wall there. Ooh, the eagle actually gets trapped. Yo needs to bring the transport to save that. Transport! Doesn't get there in time. So Yo loses the eagle. Dock's now going up. And so lots of pressure for Yo, but he's got the setup to defend from this. Because you already have your dock. You just add one more dock. And even though you both have 2 docks built, both of your docks help in this engagement, right? Oh man, there was actually a hole there. And so Sebastian's scout was able to escape a little bit. And he also saw the gold was there. Is it worth going there with the demo to try and kill the vills? Also, why did Yo not wall between there? Is it not letting him for some reason? That's super weird. I don't understand that. Sebastian's going to go fire, and then he's going to go demo. And he actually left with his vills. He might come back, but he's not in a position to repair the dock right now. If I know Yo, I think he's double checking. He realizes there's a hole there. If I know Yo, I think Yo wants to go for plumed archers in Castle Age, and he'll probably go to stone. There's a lot of space to boom here. But Yo's committed to making 4 fire galleys because of this forward dock. And he might even make more. And you have no way of knowing how many ships your opponent has. So what we'll probably see Sebastian do is hop out with the fire, group up the fires from Yo, and try and demo him. I'd be shocked if Sebastian accomplishes a ton with this, though. Main thing you're accomplishing is investment. So someone can do the math. Someone math out a dock, the price of a dock, a fire and a demo, combined with a dock and 5 fires. Oh, the demo killed 2 vills. Well, that's pretty good. Also, he's trying to take the transport ship, which he didn't get. I think initially he was probably hunting for the transport ship. Yeah, again, I'm not the math guy, but I think that Yo has invested a little bit more into this. And so Sebastian's now on 8 fishing ships behind. And this was his plan all along. Bait the opponent into having to defend. And we do have a range coming up for Sebastian now, so he will try and go for some archers. This is game 7, Yo, right? House walling up. No chances that the opponent could eventually break through. I wouldn't even mind stone walls from him. Like, the last thing you want is for archers to break through a palisade wall when you've house walled everything else. And now Yo's got the navy. Yo's using the market a little bit. Sebastian will be up pretty quickly here. And Malay fishing ships. They have... Malay fish traps are incredibly valuable long term. It used to be infinite amount of food, but it's just been changed to, like, thousands or something. Now, I actually think the best thing for Yo to do right now is try and sneak a dock up. Maybe not the best thing, but it's a possibility. First, he's going to drop a barracks for a couple eagles for map control, though. Pretty perfect play from both, honestly. Yo clicks up. Still no vills on stone. And Sebastian still making the archers. He doesn't know about this barracks yet. Would be kind of important to know about this. Here he's checking. He'll see the walls from Yo. I think he clicked behind there. We'll probably know that Yo's fully walled there too. Archers knew about the gold here earlier. Which was, again, weird that Yo did wall between the palisade and the house. Still confused about that, but it's not that big a deal because he's not open. The archers are going to do very little. I think an eagle can easily come over. But, ooh, Yo's actually going with the vills now. Sebastian's archer might see that. And a Yo needs to get an eagle over here. Sebastian might need something to deal with those vills. That's a scary sign right there. If Yo starts to go for a siege push with the eagles, things could get out of hand. He's panicking, bringing the archers back now, Sebastian. This also could be the dock from Yo. And Yo has no upgrades. He has no upgrades. He didn't even have armor, actually. Oof. I thought he had armor and he would have been okay. I think Sebastian might get these 2 vills. It was probably for a dock. I thought it would be maybe Eagle Siege. If you kill these 2 vills and you have the fishing eco behind, you're dreaming if you're Sebastian. Oh, also, guys, I completely missed that Yo wasn't in Castle Age yet. My apologies. I thought he was up. It also explains why the Eagle did very little. It changes things. Yo, 6 fishing ships. Sebastian, 13. No fish traps yet, but I mean, they'll come. Sebastian, 3 TCs. Guys, the mental fortitude you need to play this well, to play this comfortable after losing the previous 2 games, it's insane. Sebastian's still doing all the right things. He's not letting the moment get to him. So easy to just be so nervous and so indecisive and struggle if You were up 3-1. We're playing really good. And then you've kind of let it fall apart, you know? I cannot say enough good things about Sebastian. He's the real deal. And problem is, Yo is top 5 all time. Like, Yo never dies, right? So, I still expect this game to go on for quite a long time. Especially when we have cav archers from the melee being made right now. What is that, Sebastian? What is that, bro? Just casual little quick wall on an outpost. Well, I think Sebastian just wants some mobility. And even though cav archers with melee is not long-term, it does give him that mobility. Oh, transport's super weak. Okay, transport stays alive. And Yo's Eagles, I don't know, man. I mean, they're not really accomplishing a lot. Yo doesn't seem too comfortable with the whole fish booming play compared to Sebastian. Sebastian's got the fish traps loaded up already. That's going to be food for days. He's got plenty on stone underneath this TC. He could drop a castle soon, which is great against Eagles. I mean, everything is just stacked against Mr. Yo right now. This is what the average player did on Houseboat 4 years ago. What Yo is doing. You make the fish, you add the TCs. What Sebastian is doing is what the best players do on Houseboat in 2024. You add the TCs, you also have the fishing ships on the fish traps. So it's both. You're producing out of the town centers, and you're producing out of 3 docks, and you just get way more production rolling. Crazy from Sebastian. He doesn't allow anything to escape. He'll kill these eagles. And it's looking pretty rough for Yo right now. Mr. Yo is top 4 Wandering Warriors Cup 1. Mr. Yo is known as one of the best Nomad players, but a lot of these maps, even though they incorporate Nomad aspects, they are different than just your standard Nomad. And Sebastian's going to make an elephant now. And even this castle's pretty wild to me. This castle is from a player who knows he's so far ahead and doesn't even question it. Could easily see a more defensive castle, and I'd still be completely fine with it. But this castle... Honestly, you might even want to go more forward now. Now that you kill that, like... I do have a couple eagles headed this way. Sebastian with the quick walls. Yo will go after the villager, and the cav archers are there already. Sebastian can do no wrong right now. He did get the quick wall down on the Vil, but... Villager goes down. Castle's going to go up. Fish trap check. I'm just checking the traps at this point because the fish are rather inefficient, but he's got 9. Yo's going to 4th TC. I was very surprised that Yo didn't try plumes here. I could tell he wanted to go for the eagle and the dock. He wanted to go kill the Malay fish, which makes sense. But Yo loves his unique units, and it would be okay in my eyes if you were behind economically if you had plumes, because plumes can scale very well for the Mayans. And plumes would have been nice against the archers, the cav archers. It would have changed a lot of how this game went. But not only has Yo struggled economically compared to Sebastian, who's just everywhere right now, but he also just hasn't had much map control to work with. And now he's almost has to go into plumes to try and catch up. But man, oh man, is Sebastian playing this well. We have a pause now. I don't think there's any big issues. Maybe just a lag spike, but player who... Yes. Yeah, there's the lag. Player who wins this game is going to be really dangerous in the semifinal. I forget what the bracket looks like. Maybe chat can remind me who the winner of this series would potentially face. But Sebastian's... seems like he's going to be that player. He's playing so good. Okay, the winner of Leary Nikop will play up against Sebastian. Yeah, I think Sebastian can beat anybody. Anybody who's left, Sebastian can beat him. If Yo wins this game, I will say the exact same thing about Yo. Because this is not looking good. This is just another one of those games from Sebastian where it just seems inevitable. Like, there's no chance that he loses. He's had a few of those. Karambit's run in for the Scorpions, and Yo is going to get completely stomped here. Yikes, man. Sebastian's also in a position to maybe make some more forward docks. Cav archers will kill the ships. I like the defensive castle from Yo, though. Mayans with 100 Vils can do some crazy things. I think Eagle is your best option. You would need to go El Dorado Eagles, just YOLO it, right? Sure, the opponent has good infantry. Sure, the opponent has better economy. But 100 HP is 100 HP. And I think maybe that's your best play. With so little map control anyways. He does have a lot of res in the back corner still. But compared to what Sebastian has on the map, as Sebastian's getting the relics and is just scouting the whole map, this is going to be tough. Siege Workshop for Yo will go down. The Sebastian didn't overinvest into the CA like we said. I feel like the CA did enough for him to be happy. I think one thing Sebastian is missing is an outpost here. You don't want Yo escaping here and taking this at some point. It looks like he's about to do that. And you could tell if you zoom out, Sebastian's basically... He knows Yo's going to try and move out of that corner. And he's basically just trying to hold full map control, get all the vision so there's no surprises here. And he will be an imp 60 seconds faster than Yo will be. And he still has not seen really anything from Yo. He does see the castle now. And Yo is committing to plumes. I think Sebastian might want to treb that down, but it might be a little tricky to do that with the way his castle's placed. If this castle was over here in the middle, it'd be a great spot for the treb war. The Karambits are going to dive in. Plumed archers are there. And that's huge for Sebastian because now he knows his opponent's actually committing to plumes. He could see Bodkin. And he sees castle number 2. So... he was probably thinking that it could be Eagles and that he needed a lot of Karambits. He did produce quite a few Karambit warriors here. His Cav archers are going to do nothing. His Karambits are going to do very little as well. The plumes for Yo, they have a chance. He just needs the numbers. Another castle here from Sebastian. Yo, so little vision on the map. So little map control. Sebastian building outposts everywhere. He's trying to break through here with Karambits. Yo can't deal with this right now. I think there's might... No, I don't think there's a hole. Nice job from Yo. The last thing he needs is for those plumed archers to be defending. And he can always build a new market, so I think that's fine. Yo has 11 plumes. Sebastian's continuing to more Karambits. Wow, so he's not even going skirms here. I'm really surprised. Normally what you see is skirms, and then when the opponent switches to eagles, then you go Karambits. I mean, there's a chance, if Yo gets to enough plumes, that Karambits could be considered a throw. But that's a problem. That's a big problem. There's also a treb down here, too. Yeah, Yo can't deal with this. Yo's going to have trebs he needs to contend with. He's going to have Karambits he needs to deal with. And he can't move out of the map because there's buildings and castles everywhere from Sebastian. These Karambits aren't elite yet. But neither are the plumes. And the Karambits dive in. Meanwhile, Yo has to focus on his plumed archers. And Karambit warriors are just chipping away at the eco here. And KD's not pretty. A lot of Karambits are going down, but does that matter for Sebastian? Because he can always afford more. He's rich. And Yo loses some of his eco here. He's bound to lose more of his eco if he's not careful. And Yo needs more plumed archers, man. 30 plumes. Maybe 40 plumes. And then some eagles mixed in. I've seen the Mayans do it before. So I think Sebastian has forgotten elite Karambit. So he's committing to a unit that's not elite. It's 30 HP, guys. Like, plumes also do bonus damage against infantry. Now, you need the castles for the plumes. And there's just so many karambits in queue. Oh my god, they just keep coming! They just keep coming, and now Yo can't deal with the bombard cannons pushing his castle on the other side. And who needs elite karambit? No, they're through in the back as well! They're everywhere! There's no way Yo can hold from this. Karambits are spamming out of every castle. Yo's eco is getting slaughtered in the back. Castle on the front will go down. And he's got no time, man. Demos against karambits? That's kind of funny. As if Sebastian losing units is a problem here. Sebastian doesn't care about losing his karambits. They're just so cheap, he can always make more. But. He only has 40 of them now. He had 80. And he still hasn't killed the plumes. I'm just saying. Yo's not going to resign. Maybe there's a chance. Here comes a demo for the Treb. Just kind of funny. Bombard cannons need to back away there for Sebastian. Bombard cannons need to kill the plumes. Yo dives right through the karambits, but he falls right back into the karambits. He's like trying to dodge the bombard cannons, and oof. Cannons going down. Cannons going down. Yo has Trebs. Yo killed all the cannons. Yo's still losing a lot of plumes. Still only, well, 3 castles. Sebastian, can you please make a skirm, my friend? I'm really starting to worry that you're going to lose this game. He thinks he has elite karambit. He might think he's too committed and he can never switch. Plumes? Realistic now for Yo? This has got to be a win for Sebastian here, guys. Like, where he's at in his career, he's already had some moments where he's lost some game 7s where he's had big leads. It looked so inevitable. I think he's going to lose this game. Yo's getting some momentum here. Yo's got good upgrades. Look at the score. Is Mr. Yo actually going to do this? What is happening? How? Yo is in the corner with nothing, bro. He's got nothing. He's got so little on gold. I can't even find it. But plumes, baby. And oh, man, is Sebastian panicking right now. There come the ranges. So here he comes. So he's going to make that switch. But if Yo could get access to gold to get eagles with the plumes, Yo could do this. I can't believe this. Sebastian is like that next generation. One of many we've been waiting for in our scene, right? Like more talents coming through, more talents breaking into the top 5. Yo has been around forever. I thought Yo was going to resign, but he didn't. And Sebastian should know that Yo has so little on gold right now. He's actually going to go for Onager, but Yo is going to get more golds. Also, the Onager upgrade is coming in that Siege Workshop. That Siege Workshop's going to go down, so he won't actually get that. He's just completely rattled. And he needs to find his cool right now. Still winnable for Sebastian. Heavy Scorpion. I actually don't hate that. But I would prefer Elite Karambit. Again, he thinks he has the upgrade already. And he's just in the heat of the moment. Yo, we'll have this gold. And that's... How much gold is that? That's, 5,000? Oh, no. That's including these 4 tiles. Well, I mean, he can get that as well. And then he can get this. So Yo's got, let's say, 8 to 10k gold available. And now Sebastian is trying to break in the stone wall with these karambits. Oh, boy. Sebastian's getting bracer now. He's got to do a tech check here. Go through, check everything. I think Yo should run through with those plumes. Maybe not. Maybe you don't want to lose the death ball, but it's likely Sebastian doesn't have a lot back there. Sebastian's building a castle just in case that happens. It is happening. Will the castle actually go up? Yo is diving. The resources are insane for Sebastian. Can he get through this? There's going to be another layer of walls for Yo. There is a Treb here from Sebastian, though, that can go for that castle. The castle for Sebastian is not going to go up. The castle is denied. He's losing so much right now, but he has the resources to spend. Will he need ships here pretty soon? He's dropping castles everywhere. We'll see if Yo notices. Yo's actually making a fire galley for that Treb. Ooh, but the dock might go down. Scorpions! Scorpions now! And now Yo actually needs something other than plumes. With the scorpions out. 10 to 15 scorpions always out in the field. Could be huge here for Sebastian. By the way, look at value destroyed. Everyone likes to say, well, karambits are cheap. You could just lose them. It still adds up. 30,000 value destroyed here in this game for Yo. Only 15,000 for Sebastian. And Yo's found gold. Oh my god. Sebastian, get elite, bro. Get elite, please. Like, look to your castle for something. Look for the unique tech and notice it. He also lost a bunch of his fishing ships on fish traps. Yo's done a great job spreading out everywhere. Just full plumes from Yo. Plumed archers everywhere. Sebastian still has more map control. He's still going to have the relics. He still has so many castles. Yo is getting onager now to help flatten the scorps. Here come those scorpions now. Karambits are mainly a distraction here, and the scorpions are going to help. Yo will lose a lot of plumed archers here. He will lose a lot of villagers here. Who needs elite karambit? He's allergic to elite upgrade. Who needs it? But where'd the karambits go? They all disappeared. These plumes are getting dealt with slowly. So that's good. Yo is going to try and make a move this way towards that castle. And the onager upgrade completes for Yo. He will probably lose his siege workshops, though. I think Sebastian needs navy right now. If this is to become a problem, like some cannon galleons. Could be huge, but can you think of that? Onager goes down. Sebastian can't break the castles. He needs a way to push the castles. He needs trebs here. He's going to lose his own castle here. He will lose this corner. Maybe that's not the most important corner, but he's going to lose it. Guys, I was worried that this Game 7 was going to be a dud. Look what this has turned into now. Look at the KD for Mr. Yo. The KD for Mr. Yo is insane, but the karambits keep coming. Sebastian's actually going to keep his castle up. And now he's pushing Yo. Oh, God. Danger, though. Danger, danger, danger. Because Yo has one area to focus on. He's got onagers. The onager actually goes down to the siege engineers, scorpions. So that +1 range has helped massively. And Yo only has this gold. Just those 20 vills on that gold. That's maybe 500 gold remaining. So he can't make a lot more. Man, Sebastian has made me so nervous for him. Oh, but the scorpions get good enough shots. I think you're happy with that. Oh, man, the micro. Did you see that? He split the scorps, got the kill, and he still got the trebs over here. Giant box formation on the karambits because he just spams the box formation when he's clicking 1,000,000 times a minute. Yo is almost out of gold. He doesn't have a single relic. He will not be able to make onagers for much longer or plumes for much longer. Yo was so dead. Still no elite karambit for Sebastian. He'll never get it at this rate. Will he take out Yo's castle? Yes, he will. Okay, let's see these karambits in action. Let's go. Split! Split again! Oh, he baited him. He backed away. He's hoping the scorpions get their hits. A lot will die here. A lot will die, but Yo can't make more. Yo can't make more. Yo is out of gold. The scorpions! They're getting big hits on the plumes. The onagers are out of the picture, and Sebastian has done it. Surely he's done it now. Yo's got nothing. He's not going to... Of course he's not going to quit. Because he didn't quit before. But he can't make more army, guys. Sebastian has the map control. Sebastian Scorpions get the job done. And Yo drops the GG well played. Sebastian made 549 Karambit Warriors. Yo only made 150 plumes. But it's not about how you win. It's about getting the win. And Sebastian, clearly nervous there, wins that series. What a performance, man. I mean, I remember, like, late last year, early 20... Yeah, it was like late last year and then early 2024. Watching Sebastian play. I remember Thalassocracy Cup. I think there was also the Sax Arabia Cup. There's all these tournaments for Sebastian. And it was just like, hold on a second. He never stops. He's always so good, regardless of the map, regardless of the settings. He was super well-rounded this series. He was, I think, more well-rounded than Yo. And he moves into the semifinals. And this kid can win it all, man. He is super good. Obviously, took some time to kill off Yo there. But he did all the right things in the mid-game. So he could get away with possibly some mistakes. He had full map control. He had control of all the relics. He knew Yo was going to be stuck in that corner. And while it got nerve-wracking for a bit, when you collect 30,000 more resources than your opponent, you should never be able to lose a game, even if you don't have Elite Karambit. And, well, that's exactly what happened. Well played to him. It's obviously a big bummer to see Yo crash out. But, I look back at this and just say Sebastian was just the more complete player of the series. Pretty crazy that Yo has gotten knocked out here in a Nomad tournament in the quarterfinals. But the upsets, or at least like what people may see as possible upsets, continue in Wandering Warriors Cup. Beautiful stuff.